it. Just whatever.
It's just
People are
right.
eavesdropping.
Well, I just look.
They are eavesdropping.
mouth
So,
breathing is
Joel,
looking
Joel, why
around.
don't you give us a rundown of Arcade Icons and like what you're doing with the site right now?
Oh, we're live now, by the way.
No, it's already.
Oh yeah, PS.
Because people will start piling onto it, and I've got to get some of this critical stuff done first, because otherwise, sometimes I'm working on it during the day, and suddenly there'll just be SQL errors everywhere because I decided to rip out a table structure and change it around. So
I did have to register twice, I think, to make it work.
Did you? 2 Andrews.
Well,
I'll be there soon.
I only got one email.
Fuck, I can't believe it.
All right.
Anyway.
So maybe don't talk
anyway,
about like what you're doing, but do you want to talk about like in a very general way?
Nope.
To have a conversation about it? Nope. All right.
So,
if you were to drop your balls into a bowl, how deep would that bowl need to be for them to touch bottom?
Well, as I get older, deeper and deeper.
Yeah, right. What's your favorite flavor of Gold Bond powder?
Oh, the most super tingly one. The most tingly.
Is that the green top one or the orange top?
Do they do like a eucalyptus one? Because that would be tingly.
Yeah. All right.
Tingly. Come on. Everyone likes Gold Bond on their balls.
You know, it's become a necessity in life.
So wake up with a zing.
That's right.
Good morning.
With a spring. So Jim, how's that Cheyenne going?
Oh, dude. So like so I got the vinyl done, and which I've been spoiled with laminate. I forgot, and even after it, like the prep work to do vinyl is. I never, I thought after Marble Madness, after I did Eyes with the laminate, I'm like, I'm never doing vinyl again. And lo and behold, oh fuck, Cheyenne, that's you need to do vinyl on that. Son of a bitch. And I went back and forth for a long ass time, deciding whether I should just keep the original vinyl on there. Like, can I live with this? Like, it was a long debate, and finally, I'm like,
I want to fuck with this.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's a bitch to remove. But so anyways, I got the vinyl done. It turned out great, but it took a long ass time to prep it. Even though the sides were still smooth, after removing the old stuff, I had to, seal it, and 4 coats of polyurethane. I wish Keith was on here. He would love to talk about water-based polyurethane.
Yeah, water versus oil-based, yeah.
He might be coming on. He's doing a deal right now.
Yeah, we just got a message in Slack on that, right?
Yeah, he's going through some boards.
Suspense.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
A lot of bubble wrap boards.
It's a bin with like 6 boards in it.
Yeah, who knows what they are?
But I did the oil base, so it took me a whole week to get the cabinet prep for vinyl. The vinyl went okay, went fine. Actually, it turned out really nice.
Are you sanding in between coats of the polyurethane?
Very lightly with 220.
220.
And then the last coat is like 320 or 400. But that stuff's awesome for vinyl. Like, it's
orbital or just like by hand?
Just by hand, because the polyurethane, if the first coat that you put on, since the sides are particle board, it soaks up most of it. So the first coat, I do take an orbital sander too, but every subsequent layer is just lightly hand sand, because that polyurethane, it as long as you apply it correctly, there's actually like all these, techniques for it. I had to brush it on by hand. So it wasn't rolled. It was a brush, but it self levels. So you put it on fairly quickly, and then you just walk away, and it kind of it self levels. So you don't have to do a ton of sanding. I had a couple high spots, but it wasn't that bad. But 4 coats, and then next side 4 coats, and it's 4 hours to dry for each coat before you can do anything. So 16 hours per side. So it took me a whole week. Then the vinyl went on. Vinyl went on pretty darn well. I wasn't able to. I was going to use the roller like I did with the side art that Chris told me about, but I couldn't. it didn't seem to work as well for some reason. So I ended up going with my squeegee with the velvet tip. There's a joke in there somewhere.
The reservoir velvet tip.
That's right. But it went on fine. I was actually most concerned about the front because I can't remove this control panel. But that was actually part of maybe the easiest of the whole thing. So I was really happy with that. But anyways.
I was going to ask you when you got to it about the gun, why you had to take it apart.
Because I'm swapping guns.
So you had to like dismantle it just to get it off the control panel?
Just to get it off the control panel. Well, you have to take the base plate off. So the whole thing does come, you can leave it all assembled. But since I'm putting that Woodstock gun on there, I did have to pull it out. And then I brought the base and the it's kind of like the gimbal-y thing. They call it the knuckle mount. I brought both of those big pieces to the powder coater today. So, because I was looking at this, there's not a ton of metal pieces. Yeah, right. Terry Bogard or what? Yeah. So like the marquee brackets, the bracket for the bezel, and the coin door, and then those two gun pieces. So it was like 8 parts. So I'm like, I might as well, if I'm going there, what other metal pieces can I bring? So I dropped those off today, and they're supposed to be ready next week. They have a really fast turnaround. I don't know. It's awesome. but yeah, so
what are they
fucked up? Oh, go ahead.
Can you just look at like a price range of what they're charging you for doing like a small batch thing like that? Since
it's black, I would guess I'll probably spend no more than $60.
Okay.
Nice.
The Arkanoid was more. That was like $80, even though I only had like 4 pieces because it was white. Yeah.
Isn't it cheaper to like? You can just like powder coat a whole bunch of different stuff for like almost close to the same price.
Yeah. Right, so
the thing is, go ahead.
Tell tell your story, Jim, because like I'd be curious to compare your story to my story for powder.
Why I say that is since you're just doing that base, why didn't you just take some of your coin doors that are all shitty and take it down there too and just go do all this?
Because well, that's a good question, and for 2 reasons. One is that I honestly don't have a lot of parts that need powder coating, at least not here. I would have to like go to my storage unit and just spend a whole day like pulling stuff because everything here is restored. So like I've been doing things on a project by project basis as I acquire them. But the other reason, the big reason is because what I'll do with the black stuff, they do big runs. Black is the most common. So these guys do these huge batches. And they do it every other week. And so I tell them I'm not concerned about the finish. They'll usually ask me, but he'll say, okay, well, we're doing a batch of black on this day, and they'll just throw my parts in there. So it keeps the cost way down. So I don't have to pay for that startup cost. Arkanoid, I did. That's why I was a little bit more. But even so, I've got like I don't know, 2 or 3 year, about 3-year relationship with these guys now. So they know me. And I think they treat me pretty nice. I'll usually just email them, be like, are you going to be around? I'm just going to drop off some parts. I don't even ask for a quote anymore because I know it's going to be cheap. Like eyes, I had the 6 pieces with the coin door, and I think that was $40. So, I'm spending a little bit more per part, but it's really not that bad.
Now, are they breaking down a separate price for sandblasting?
No, that's included.
Yep. Okay.
Nice.
And I even when I bring my coin doors in, I don't even disassemble them anymore. I mean, not other than the parts, but I don't disassemble pull the door apart from the outer bracket because they'll take care of all that stuff and plug all the threaded holes and but yeah, that included sandblasting. That's why because I went with them with the red 10. I told the story a million times, but that included sandblasting with the powder coating was $225 for every piece of the red 10. So I can't. They're literally less than 10 minutes away from me. They're like 5 miles away. So it's silly to go to get a quote for anywhere else. It's kind of like I'm a mechanic or something. You find someone that's good and you just stick with them.
Yeah.
Make a relationship.
Yeah. All right. So let me just break down like my experience with it. I did like 15 parts. So I did the coin doors, the 2 coin doors for the Robotron Cabaret.
Oh yeah.
I did the legs broken down, all the parts, the coin drawer, all the parts for Warlords.
Yeah.
And so when I took the parts in, like I just brought them in the back of my van. So I was like, all right, so here's a pile of shit. Like, tell me like what it is. And he's like, all right, so basically we have a $150 batch fee.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you want to do a batch, it costs $150 for us to set it up, do it, and then sandblasting is for the size parts that I was bringing in. He was like, between $1 and $2 per part.
Oh, okay. Interesting, because a lot of the shops, I would say like half the shops, I've come across 3 different ways that they go about doing sandblasting. Like mine, where they just include it unless it's some really obscure thing.
Mm-hmm.
Other shops outsource it; they'll send it off to another place, and then the shops that charge extra, in my experience, have always done an hourly rate. So that's interesting that they do a flat rate.
They do it by part, and they're like, it's like basically comes down to $1 to $2 per part. So like $1 per part would be a coin door that's painted.
Okay.
A $2 part would be a coin door that's powder coated.
Doesn't it depend on the color too, though? Like, let's say you wanted like a
final
blue powder coating, it costs different than it would be black.
So we're just talking about sandblasting right now. So sandblasting, or media blasting, whatever they do, just to clean the parts before they powder coat them.
So that's the process they do. They sandblast it, then they
they gotta prep it. They gotta start with like pure metal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then from there they we'll powder coat it. So apparently like painted stuff, they'll blast it and it's nothing. It takes like a second to blast through something that's just painted. But if it's powder coated from the factory, like the legs were for Warlords, they had to go through those ones, and powder coating is apparently a lot harder to sandblast or media blast off. So that's like $2 a part.
Sure.
So like the Warlords, the legs are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're like 8 parts for the whole leg assembly. So that was like $16 because those were powder coated from the factory.
Sure.
That's not bad at all.
No,
See, I was thinking about on Whitewater. I was thinking about powder coating the legs, like a emerald blue or something. Something. Water,
the lock bar and the side rails as well.
I was thinking about maybe doing that, but
dude, that would be awesome.
But the chrome looks good too, though. But yeah, that would be pretty sweet to just match them all.
Full like powder coated piece.
Yeah,
I'll tell you where powder coating it really saves headaches. And I actually, if I had more parts, I would have done this with Arkanoid control panels. Fucking them just blasting, blasting. You don't have to worry about all that gooey adhesive and shit. They just here.
Yeah, because they're media blasting. They're taking that shit and just hammering it with like whatever media they use, and it just destroys everything.
It's.
I mean, chemicals.
Now
they do that.
You've got experience. But it just spoils you. Like it's like I'm never going to paint a fucking unless it's a screw or a bolt. I'm not painting fucking anything that's metal. That's
all right. So that's the punchline to my story, Jim. So the punchline to my story is that they charged me $150 for a batch fee for these 15 parts, and I was thinking, $10 a part. That seems perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
Right. Powder coat. So like it was $10 a part to powder coat it, and then $1 to $2 a part to media blast it.
No, you gotta find price, especially since yours was its own batch.
Right. So, it's like $200 for everything. But the kick in the ass, this is the punchline. When I told him, all right, so the batch fee, that's $150, so you're charging me for 15 parts. He's like, so like, what's the maximum batch? Like you're charging me a flat rate for a batch fee, but like, how many parts is a batch? And he's like, all right, well, you're bringing in like 13. I'll do like 50 or 60 parts.
Damn.
for the same price. So I could literally rip off every coin door of every machine that I've got.
Oh
every bezel bracket, everything.
Yeah,
put all
you
that
would
shit
really
in,
come out
and that's
ahead.
one
Yeah.
batch, and it would still be the same price that I paid for Warlords and.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I'd be paying a buck or two more per sandblasting for each part, but we're talking like you could do your entire collection of shit, have it sandblasted with a texture, and have it turn out beautiful for, I don't know, $300.
Right.
Everything.
That'd be so
like
awesome.
20, 30 machines, no problem. Everything.
Yeah, you'll never.
And so
I mean,
my thought was like, well, like, why don't I get every fucking collector in the area together and let's go in on batches?
Go in
That's
on
a good
it.
idea.
That's smart. Yeah.
Right, and let's all right. So $150 is the batch fee, and then we each split up like by price of the stuff we've got to do for for the sandblasting, and like, all right, let's put together 300 parts. Maybe the batch fee will be like $200 or something like that. But like
Split
we
it.
could,
Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah. If there's like 4 or 5 guys get together, like, or even like 2 or 3 guys, this could be a really cheap way.
Everybody-
whose coin door is this? That's
Everybody-
mine. No, that's mine.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
APB. Okay, everybody, take your Warlords legs out there.
Yeah. So anyway,
No, that's awesome.
That seems to be the trick. That's like the hack for this whole thing. It's like they do these things, like Jim said. You just tell them you're not in a hurry, batch together however you want to do it, but put this
and
shit
that's the
together
other
and
end.
you
That's
show
the
up
other way
a
you
shitload
do
of
it,
parts. It's cheap.
Yep.
It's cheap.
Yeah, I mean,
and the finish is so durable.
It's awesome, dude. Like I love my red tent. Like just
It's
knowing
professional looking.
I can-
Is what it is. It's not
you don't have to worry about really
petroleum shit.
scratching it or chipping it. I mean,
Yeah,
it takes a lot to chip a powder coated part. Like it's
Oh yeah.
It's
There's
on
a reason why
It's
it costs
baked on
twice
there.
as much. The reason why it costs twice as much to remove the finish off a powder coated part as it does a painted part.
Yeah, and
It's
then
$2.
you got experience with paint. You painted all those red tents, but I mean, now you think about how much you spent on that small batch, $10 a part. But you think about how much time and to get that right, like, and the headaches, like
Close.
it's not even close.
Not even close.
It's.
I mean, the hard part would be like, all right,
that's
so
great.
if you did want to go as far as I did, and like with the finishing and smoothing and the Bondo work, you can't powder coat over Bondo. You have to use
Right.
special
That's
fillers
true.
and stuff like that to powder coat. So it's not. I mean, if you're doing like fine, perfect metal finishes, it's not the same thing. But for like your basic like brackets and coin doors and shit like that, there's no question that's the perfect way to go.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's kind of like laminate. It's kind of spoiled me.
Yeah, no, seriously, I oh, and actually, so the trick with the hinges on the coin doors. So the dude was like, oh, like I showed him the hinges. Like there's a couple of hinges in the coin doors. He's like, oh man, like powder coating that. It's the same with spray painting, right? You get the same problems. You move the hinge a little bit, and it fucks the paint all up. And he's like, all right. So he's like, all right, you let me know about that. That's cool. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll powder coat them as normal, but then I'll exercise them in the middle of it.
So they move inside. Okay.
So he'll move it, and then he'll recoat it, and then when it's finally done, he'll exercise it before he hands it to me, and he'll do touch-up, just paint touch-up on those parts, which if you're doing black, it's easy as pie. So my hinges are powder coated, and you'll never see bare metal through them because
That's
he
awesome.
knew about it, and he's like went through it and took care of that stuff. So
It was
same
so
deal.
funny today when I dropped off that base, that mount for the gun, because it's this big circular plate, and then the knuckle mount is like kind of like a gimbal, but it's this goofy ass circular thing. It looks kind of like a penis, I guess, in a sense. But the guys look at it's just like puzzled every time they always look forward to me bringing parts in there because they know it's going to be arcade stuff, so they're always always fascinated with stuff. And but he's looking at this stuff and he's like, so does this need to be plugged at all? And I'm like, no, just the threaded hole. There's a few threaded holes. And so he's making these notes. You can't find a piece of it. Things are it's so crude there. It's kind of like the mom and pop glass shop that I go to where They're very disorganized, even though like I always get my shit and stuff just fine. But like he couldn't find like a piece of paper, so he's like writing stuff down on whatever he could find.
I know
He's got like
exactly what you're
like a
talking about.
That was actually totally the way the guy did for my powder coating job too. He wrote it down on a scratch piece of paper. Like, dude, are you gonna remember what I gave
It's
you?
on Post-it. It'll be fine.
This guy's very sketchy. He's like, I got your contact info, you know, whatever. Because like the second time, first or second time I went there, I dropped my stuff off. He's like, okay, so, all right, sounds good. And I'm like, do you want my phone number or anything? I had to actually ask him. He's like, oh yeah, I suppose I should get that.
Yeah, sure.
It was just funny because they kind of expect you. He's like, yeah, it's probably same time next week, and he just kind of expects that I'll just show up and pick up stuff. Like he's usually pretty accurate, but a lot of times, I'll just shoot him an email or something, and be like, can I drop by? Once in a great while, they'll call me if the stuff's not done. If I call them and they're like, and it's not done, then they'll call me back, and it's usually like the same day. And to say that's done. So I know for a fact, like it's happened a couple times where I think for Arkanoid, was it Arkanoid or Eyes? They no, it's Arkanoid. They're like, oh, I think they're gonna get to that today, and then like 2 hours later or whenever, just not too long later, they're like, okay, they call me up, it's done. So I know for sure that they're like, oh shit, we need to get this guy's stuff done. Let's do it now. But yeah, no, it's awesome.
I'm totally a diehard powder coating fucking fanboy. I mean, like really, like
now you know what I went through with the red tent though. Like I was just like overnight, I'm like done.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, and then looking at the legs, like Warlords, like they're painted black. Like, dude, if I primed and painted and did like a perfect finish in those things, like they're gonna get kicked and scuffed on. I mean, I don't have a ton of people through here, but they're on the floor. It's gonna happen, right?
Yeah,
but like,
the job is perfect. Yeah, and it's durable. So like,
yeah,
it's
that
awesome.
shit's gonna take a lot of years of abuse, and that's very, very satisfying for what I paid for it.
That coin door I dropped off was so rusty because I bought that second that upper door to replace the other one that was drilled out. That hole for the button, and the one I got from Arcade Boneyard is perfect. But God, is it rusted? I'm thinking to sand this fucker down and to
right,
it's
stripping that shit.
It's actually really gratifying to drop off really beat up and rusty parts. Just know that, all right, you guys get to deal with this shit now.
They sandblast it all down to bare metal, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So actually, here you go. Here's the coin door for
Ooh. Ooh.
And,
Sexy.
yeah, I mean it's absolutely gorgeous. The finish again on the hinge is fucking perfect. I haven't even reassembled it; it's just pressed together. But like I had them do just a light texture on it.
Ah, yeah.
So it's not the gloss; it's just a very light texture. But like it's fucking gorgeous. And like the lower coin door. So Robotron, the cabarets have two doors on them. Lower coin door here. Same deal.
Oh, nice.
Super nice. And that it's fucking. I mean, my painting there's no way it would turn out this nice.
I would be paranoid if I painted that to get it perfectly even like that, and then I would be paranoid as fuck that just handling it is gonna show some wear.
Yeah. With Outrun, I just took off the coin door and Rust-Oleum black sprayed it. I did it because I was doing a quick restore. I wasn't gonna pour $100 to powder coat it or whatever it would be, but
if you had a couple buddies in the area who wanted to go together to paint coin doors, that's such a fucking awesome way to do this.
Yeah, but like Steve, you're right though. I mean, like for up until 2014 and Andrew up until just now, we've all just we'll just paint it. Not a big deal, and then
just rattle can
but rattle cans. Yeah, I was laughing at Jim's video when he's putting back together all the coin mech shit and stuff because I fucking hate putting that together on.
Isn't that
it's a fucking bitch.
I hate that. And everything has to go in a certain, and it has to go in a certain order.
Oh yeah,
you're kind of like learning as you're going, and you're like, oh fuck, you
strip the thing, and you keep checking your phone for if it's the right order or not.
I spent like I went to Ace Hardware and I spent like a fucking half an hour looking for replacement screws for the coin door because they always use those tiny little fuckers
Baby
that strip really, or if they're already stripped really easily.
Yeah.
Pisses me off, and like I had to take a pliers and cut the head off of one of like it was just pissing me off, and it took me forever to find the right ones, and some of them use metric, some don't, and the right threads and all that shit.
Yeah.
God, it irritates the fuck out of me.
Oh yeah, actually, the figuring out. So I put all brand new bolts in Warlords when I put the legs back together. Same thing. It was such a pain in the ass. It spent like probably an hour at Ace Hardware, just going through all the different thread pitches on the different heads just to find the right bolts to put it.
Yeah, because you can't go to. I mean, you can go to like Home Depot and they have the things where you can put the screw in, but it's not the same as like being able to grab one. Yeah.
I want to see it and eyeball it.
And compare it to my stripped screw.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just at Ace actually a couple hours before the show. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. I had this thing on its back because I had just done that front vinyl. Oh yeah. And I put brand new lake levelers in, and I bought really tall ones. I bought the 3-inch ones because I wanted to hike it up a little bit. So I was at a better level for me, and I tipped the thing up. So it's got the original. A lot of these use like the original. They're not really a plate. It's just like that. It's got the teeth in it.
Like a T
threaded. Yeah, and they all seemed okay. So I put my new new lake levelers in there, and like this is like just like 3 hours ago. I tipped the thing up, and all of a sudden. Here.
Yep.
And it's like this. Fucking one just ripped all the way out. I'm like, God damn. And I had extra plates that I'd ordered a long time ago that I never used. So I had to go to Ace Hardware to find the right screws because I need to find some like really wide wood screws. And I couldn't find. I wanted to get 1/2 inch because I didn't want to go all the way through the 3/4 inch, but I ended up having to go with 3/4. So that's what I had to do. But I'm like, son of a bitch! Like it's always like 2 steps forward and 1 step back with this shit. And I got word from Rich that my side art and the CPO are supposed to ship this week sometime. So I'm psyched about that. I've got 2 more marquees showing up. I posted about that in Slack. The only thing I am going to have to wait on, he said that he's done, or Kendra said that he's done scanning. He's just cleaning up the scans of the bezel. So hopefully I get that like maybe in a month. I don't know.
What's funny is both Exity cabs I've had, I got them both the same way. They had they had plates underneath with the casters. So like the whole cabinet's jacked up higher. Casters always make me nervous. Like I feel like I'm going to push it around and it'll topple over.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're so heavy, those Exity.
Oh my God, dude. And mine's empty. And I was lifting it up and I thought for a second, I'm like, this thing's going to take me out. I mean, like it's so fucking heavy just all by itself. But it makes sense though, because I didn't realize, I thought when I removed the CPO, and I saw it was plywood. I thought, oh, it's just a plywood cab. Why is this thing so heavy? But the sides are fucking particle board. Something's going on in Slack.
Yeah. Oh, chat. I missed it.
A conversation within a conversation.
No, but Gak, mine didn't have plates on the bottom. It just had those cheap little whatever you call them, lake leveler. But they were rusty and they were down to the very bottom. They were pretty beat up.
Those T-nuts or whatever. Or was that what they're called? T-nuts? They have like
something
little
like
words on them.
Yeah, and then they put 2 big staples over each side.
Always fall apart. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you rebuild the gun setup. Yeah. Although you said your pin is in pretty good shape, right?
It's okay. So it's not. What, like I've seen pictures where there's like actually notches, like worn notches in it.
Yeah, it's like all rounded.
Mine's not like that at all. It's actually completely smooth, but it's just very slightly warped. I should go grab whatever.
Mine,
it was still fit. It's still fine.
Back, you walk away and the gun just like flops back, and it bugs me a little bit, but I don't know. It's a lot of work to fix that, to give it tension.
Yeah, and I was pissed. Whatever. I'm gonna say it even though we're live. But on Clav, there was a guy. What the fuck? I made a post today about the pivot pins. So it's this big steel. If for those of you who don't know, there's a big steel. It's a 1/4 inch diameter pin that goes through the whole base and the knuckle mount. It's like the pin that keeps the gimbal, the gun to be able to swivel and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this big steel pin. Now and then there's a screw that tightens down on one side that comes in from the top to hold it in place.
Yeah.
So you just take that screw out and then you can slide the pin out. But these pins over time, at least from what I've read, they get a lot of wear, because that's where everything is. They get a lot of wear. They get so they can get warped. So the guy on Clav, he spells his name with like numbers but his name's
I
generic.
think I know who you're talking about.
He did like 3 or 4 years ago. I found an old thread where he did a small run of those pivot pins, and had a bunch made and sold them. And I just reached out to him, I PM'd him, and I'm like, I wouldn't expect you have any more, but if you do, I'd be interested in one, or maybe you could give me some dimensions or something, some tips. And he never responded to my PM. Then I made a post today, and I know for a fact that he read the thread but didn't respond. So it's like, come on, what gives? I was just asking about it. And then what's the guy's name? Alpha Tron? That name sound familiar in Clav? Alpha something. He responds, he's like, oh, yeah. Well, that's just a steel rod. So just go to Home Depot, get a steel rod, get a drill press, do this. And I'm thinking, well, that's great and all, but I don't have any of these tools. I've never worked with metal, let alone steel. So thanks for the tips, but maybe as a last resort, I'll try something like that. I can reach out to friends. Drill press in your apartment? Yeah, no, can you imagine? It's on my Christmas wanted list, Carrie. No,
Carrie, write that down.
Exactly. Panini press.
Can you imagine?
Drill
can you
press.
imagine what my neighbors? I mean, I feel bad enough for using a router. Yeah. They make so much fucking noise.
Well, that's the thing. I think in the intersection, the part that's kind of bulged on the inside, that's the one that has the set screw on it, right? That holds the pin in place.
Yeah, so
it's the outer part, the shell on my old one that they got all ob-round. So it's like you couldn't do anything about it other than maybe try to drill and ream it out and go to the next size up.
Oh, I've seen ream it out.
Yeah,
everyone chimed in then. They're like, what?
Yeah, right. Yeah, pins, pivot, yawn, ream it out.
So, Jim, you're going to get that for Christmas or a chia pet. One of those.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm so torn. Yeah.
Chia.
Actually, I told Carrie already what for next Christmas, a good set of steak knives and more of those good clamps, those like Irwin clamps.
Clamps. Yeah, you need chopping knives though, not just steak knives.
Is that the
steak
whatever
knife?
Totally
I'll leave that to you.
Right,
you're the, no offense, but you're the woman here. I'll leave the whole like kitchen thing to you.
No, previously you had just specified knives, so
yeah.
Leave it big. Yeah, you gotta cut a bit.
Talking knives. Yeah. I need knives.
Yeah.
Never when you're a little kid, you want like Stretch Armstrong and like Star Wars figures and shit like that. Nah, I want clamps.
Right.
I know, right? I know. That's like the conversation we had once where I'm like, you're old when you get excited and asking for tools for Christmas. Like, I got excited when you got a router.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I'm an old man.
Someone stole my router out of my garage, fucker.
Oh,
I know. I had a whole bunch of tool bits for it and everything. And fucking someone snagged it.
Is that all they took?
Cheap router.
Is that all they took the router?
Yeah.
They left the pinball machines. They just took the router.
We were having a problem in our neighborhood with if you have the garage door opener, some asshole was like going into people's garages and grabbing something and running. So one time I'm outside going to get my mail, and I see this guy running with a box, and papers are flying out of it. Probably the same fucker that took my router.
Probably,
and another guy's chasing him. He's all, stop him! He stole shit from my garage. I'm like, fuck. So yeah, that's my old house.
Wow.
I don't have that problem anymore. I'm in a cul-de-sac and nobody comes in here. So.
Dang.
So the guys out there offering to make T-slots for crack money or what?
Yeah, really. What's he gonna do? Well, you'd probably take it to a pawn shop for like what, $20 they probably got for it.
Right.
Yeah, if
I can buy a bottle of Boone's.
Boone's Farm. Oh, Gak, I was going to say, so that set pin rests in that, or sits in that notch on that pin. So like the pin has one little notch in it that's a smaller diameter than the pin itself, and that's where that screw tightens down to. So that's the only thing. Like if I could, like I'm sure I could find a 1/4-inch steel rod at Home Depot, but filing that shit down, you need to have the right tools to do that.
Yeah,
so I was actually going to send out a quote. I know it's going to be in vain because there's probably a crazy startup, but I was going to just see like fabricators and stuff and see like if I wanted a dozen of these or something, sell them to other people on cloud, like what's the startup? Like what's that going to run? Because it can't be that difficult to make if you just take a steel rod. They just have to put a notch in it, cut it to length. But
that's a job for a machine shop.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Any random machine shop will be able to do that kind of work.
Oh, machine shop. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
That's not a specialty job.
What should I search for when I like what would be like a search term? Machine shop and okay, because that's kind of and honestly, I could still use the pin that I have. It's really not that bad. It's a little bit warped, but I'm like, if I'm going all out with this, I'm curious. But worst case, I'll just use it. It's fine. So there's that. Tmolding.com fucked up my T-molding order a second time. So
you need to tell them that you are on an arcade podcast.
Yeah.
Pay attention to your fucking order.
Well, I did say in the email that this is the second time this is happening. The guy apologized and said that though it was embarrassing,
Yeah.
But I ordered 40 feet of originally. So I have 30 feet of the leather black textured T-molding. And I didn't realize that this was a full wrap. The T-molding goes on the bottom too. It wraps the whole cabinet. So I'm like 30 feet's not going to do it. So I ordered 40 from tmolding.com because it's so cheap there. And they're great. So but I get my box, and it's again, this happened once before. Same exact thing. Instead of sending me the leather texture, they send me the smooth black. And so I send them an email. I'm like, this is the second time. So the next day, they I'm supposed to get my next stuff tomorrow. They don't even ask me to send the other stuff back. So I have if someone needs black smooth, I have 40 feet. So I can't complain about their level
fit
of
my
service.
carry-on, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. With the 4900 tube that you want to take with you too.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm waiting on that T-molding. I was really hoping to have that on there because I hate looking at how ugly this is without the T-molding on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what the T-molding is, covers the ugly.
It does. There's little blotches of sanded down like by the corners and stuff where there's Bondo, and then there's a little over drippage of cement. I mean of the finish. Sometimes I have to interrupt myself with a joke. Yeah. All right, so that's enough Cheyenne talk.
Don't keep your Tron near that.
Right. I won't put this next to Carrie's Tron. Yeah. She's supposed to sell that anyways. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm wondering what Keith's grabbing tonight.
I know.
All I saw was like a bin full of
Johnny Hard-On collection.
I'm asking him.
Nice.
I'm gonna see if he's coming on tonight or not. I don't think he's. I think he's still doing the trade right now.
I'll ask him how my my
yeah, right.
Lexan for Arkanoid's going. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're bad.
No, though it was like 2 or 3 months ago. I was like, nah.
So the Saturday night thing at Keith's when we played his Ghostbusters.
That looked like a shit ton of fun, by the way.
It was super fun. Yeah, and Rob came too.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And
so that's who the other guy was in the picture, Rob.
Yeah, it was Rob. And as Andrew was asking me, because it was just Andrew and I in here earlier, we had so much fun playing Ghostbusters. That is such a fun pin, the premium. I think it's way different than the Pro. I feel it is anyway.
Now, how does the premium compare to the LE? Like, is the LE better than the premium?
No,
or is the premium
no,
kind
those
of
are the
like
exact
that?
same tables. The contents of the table are the same, just the side graphics and
It's
stuff.
just
are-
cosmetic. It's
Yeah,
strictly
cosmetic
Oh.
on the outside.
Oh.
Yeah, they added
What's the
slime. That's it. They just
Okay.
added slime to it.
What's the price difference between a premium and a LE?
Couple grand, I think.
Jesus,
Oh.
really?
Wow,
Just for a paint job?
cosmetics? Yeah.
No. Oh, between the limited and the premium, I don't think there was a price difference, but the Pro and the premium was about two.
Oh no.
Oh.
The Pro premium was definitely the LE was definitely more expensive than the premium.
Was it? I thought it was the same. It was just limited to
No.
a certain number, like 500 or 100 or something.
Now the
I'm pretty
premium's
sure
the purple
that-
one, right? LE's the green. Right?
LE's green.
Limited
That's
edition is
ugly
the-
as fuck.
is the green
I
slime
love
and the
green
green
is my
leg.
favorite color. I think the LE is ugly as hell.
I'm right there
Yeah.
with you, Jim.
It's no big deal, yeah. But the Slimer moving around all over the play field was really cool. Trying to hit that was kind of neat. Joel gave Keith his post guard. What do you call that? What do you call that, Joel? That
Yeah,
mod.
it's center post.
Center
It's like a
post mod.
floating.
Penis.
Yeah.
A
And
flapping-
So that's between the
Floating
flippers.
floating
that's
mod.
between the flippers.
Game.
You have to have that mod because it was just draining like crazy. Because when I helped Keith unbox it, it was draining like a motherfucker. I mean, it was like, this is ridiculous. But once you put that in, it made it a little more giving you a chance. And it was just enough to make it a lot more fun to play. if you're gonna have that, if you're gonna have that at the hangar, you know, John's hangar, that I would definitely not have the post in there because you want to get 3-minute plays and then get your
I've
dollar.
only played like a couple times, and actually, I think I was Pinagogo last year, Carrie.
Ah, nice.
And it was like the left side that seemed to always be, like the ball would shoot to the left, and it would just drain down the far left side. There's like nothing you could do
that's
about it.
different than the
Keith closed up the gaps on both sides
Okay.
because of
I
that.
bet he did.
Yeah, because that
Yeah, tighten that shit up, yo.
that width between those flippers is like that's such a crazy
That's
width.
tight sphincter.
Yeah, you always have to
Booze
be
is set in.
With
sexual.
ninja grip.
You always have
Ninja
to
grip.
go there.
Yeah. Duh.
Okay, no.
Duh. No.
No
Why is
duh.
it the duh, no duh mean the same thing? No
I
duh.
meant
I go with
keep your shit
duh.
tight.
Duh. That's true.
Besides fishtails, it's one of the widest gaps, if not the widest gap I have ever seen in a pinball.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, with that center
All of a
post,
sudden,
mod,
I'm thinking of that horrible
Throwing a hot
gif.
dog down an alley.
Right.
yeah, throwing a hot dog.
Oh, the I know the gift you're thinking of.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
magical reverse motions, an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Mike, that's the biggest gummy worm I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
I just lost my lunch.
oh.
I got hungry. No,
No one knows what we're talking about.
All right,
I know, I
Andrew.
was
Post
gonna
the
do
link.
They can be happy for that.
But anyway, that was a really good time. We had a good time playing. Rob
Nice.
killed it on Monster Bash. He played it for like a half hour almost. Almost got the highest. He got second to the highest
It's a long game of
score.
pinball.
Yeah, just real quick. He just killed it on Monster Bash. He's just playing it forever. I couldn't. And it's only his second time playing the game. I was like, he's like a
Oh,
prodigy. That guy.
Yes,
He needs to
savant,
play
yeah.
pinball tournaments. This guy.
He's like Jimmy Woods in The Wizard.
Yeah, he's something. Yeah, he's like he needs a power glove and go to pinball.
Oh, yeah. He's no Lucas Barton.
It's so bad. But yeah, no, he was rocking it that night. So yeah, it was a good time. We had a really good time Saturday.
Beginner's luck.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a natural, like Joel said, at pinball.
So are you guys that far apart driving wise between Griffin, you, and Keith and Rob?
I live like 5 minutes away from Keith, just over the hill.
Okay.
But
Through the
Joel lives like 45 minutes away from me.
That's not bad.
And Rob lives about 30 minutes away from me, maybe? I don't know. Where's Rob live?
Yeah, something like that.
Who's got the central location of all of you?
To what?
To each other.
Your house, like this. Yeah, your own locations. Is there like one of your houses that's equally distant to the majority? You know, like a central hub.
Really, unless you're comparing us to like Kalen, then it would be more like us would be central. But
okay,
Kalen's towards LA, 45 minutes. So
gotcha.
Yeah. So you got Joel, who's almost in Tijuana.
Yeah, pretty much.
And,
True. I've been there. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you've seen a donkey show?
on a windy night, you can smell.
Just the thought that every one of your games you've hiked up that driveway is just.
I feel sorry for every mover that goes to Joel's.
Yeah,
I
right.
laugh on his videos. You know they're thinking to themselves, that fucker.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah, I've gotten to know the guys now that they like know me.
Oh, they know you?
They're like, no way.
You've seen them on the videos.
Oh no!
Oh,
I was just gonna make a joke. I'm like, ain't time that someone's gonna buy a cabinet. You should just be like, oh, you just wait at the bottom of the driveway.
Yeah.
Here we go. Whee!
Yeah.
And then Jim kicked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of a sentence too. Like what the fuck?
Jim's a brutal moderator.
Yeah, Jim. Wow.
I did nothing. You lose.
Yeah. Sir.
I said good day.
Get back in here, Joel. What was that? Oh, Carrie, you should.
Yeah.
Speaking of pinball, maybe. Let's have Joel finish his sentence because, like, what the fuck?
Here he comes. He's coming back.
What happened?
Close the wrong browser tab.
Oh, oops.
Yep, oops.
So yeah, your driveway.
Yeah, your driveway. You
Yeah,
know
we're
the
talking about
guys in the video.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is that it?
They do a good job. I haven't liked for a while anyway, so it's a non-issue.
Yeah, you've definitely got a system.
Oh yeah, forget.
Oh, like the captain's auction or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, were we talking about that? You can make bank. Yeah.
You can if you got the key games that really rake it in, like the Street
small
Fighters
one,
and
the
things
small
like
ones.
that.
Isn't it usually the small classics because they're small, like they're
The
they're
sit
easier
downs
to
don't make
transport?
shit. If you have like a sit down game,
yeah,
you'll
they
get
don't.
$75 to $100. But if you've got like the ones that people remember, like especially like a Ninja Turtles or something, you're gonna make a lot of money because there's a lot of the '90s kids
The
there
co-op
with
beat 'em ups.
with their money, waiting, and the people online that do that auction.
Yeah,
that's huge.
After hearing the stories about it, I stopped following. Like, I don't even bother looking at what they have for sale because I just assume it's going to go for stupid money. But maybe
I wish I went. Last week they had a heavy barrel for $200. That went
crazy.
Heavy.
Those controllers are worth $200 right there. So
seriously, those controllers go for that much now?
The rotors?
Right? Each?
Carrie, sell yours.
Yes. Are you kidding me? If I wait another couple weeks, maybe up to like 300.
Yeah.
That's been on my
$200
to-do
for a
list.
heavy barrel. I think that's awesome. That's a good price, I think.
I guess I gotta one up everybody because I think I have like 12 of those freaking things.
You don't put yours on the free market until after I sell mine.
There you go. All right.
How about you gonna flood the fucking market?
You have 12 rotary?
Something like that, because going back like maybe 4 or 5 years, that was one of my dreams. Is like basically what Griffin did. You did the 4-in-1.
That's what I want to do.
Multi rotary. I was working on like a 6 or 8-in-1 actually. Actually, I wanted an 8-in-1 because the Clay Cowgill JAMA switcher was 8, but then someone created the 6-in-1 adapter thing for the harness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I'm like, well, okay, but I have like at least 8 different rotary games, and a lot of the time,
like Guerrilla War and like Akari Warriors and Heavy Barrel and all that kind of shit.
SAR, Search and Rescue.
Oh
like
yeah,
I got
yeah,
weird ones too.
Oh.
But a lot of times they would sell, people would sell the kits with the controllers.
Yeah,
I think I had 2 or 3 times. I don't know how I wound up with that many, but
I'm sure you want another one.
yeah.
Thank you, sir. I have another.
But a lot of times the people would sell. It's like they sell the whole bundle. You know, like I want the board, but they only will sell it with the harness and controllers. You know, it's going back a few years, so they were pretty cheap back then.
Dude, I was gonna say, like, I got a heavy barrel kit, so marquee, bezel, 2 joysticks, and the board on eBay. I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago for like $60.
Yeah, exactly.
So like these kits were like totally available, and I mean that was like I was like, I don't know if I want to spend $60 on this kit, and I was like,
I remember,
coincidentally,
Heavy Barrel and Revenge of Doe, both of those games I remember being at Shopco in St. Cloud, where I grew up. Both side by side.
Yeah.
The only problem what Griffin was talking about was the whole syncing those games, though, because when you switch games, isn't it like go out of whack?
Yep.
And I don't know.
I was going to ask about
each PCB has a slightly different vertical sync or horizontal.
Yeah,
sync.
so then all of a sudden it's flipping, right?
Yeah.
My big thing that I was going to ask about is actually the position of the image, because
it's a whole thing. Really.
Okay, because
I mean, every adjustment to every monitor. I mean, really, the colors will typically be solid, but like the sync and the positions will be fucked up.
That's why I wish every PCB was kind of like a vector PCB where it had, or even a Nintendo one where it has adjustments on the board itself. Because like we ran into this with Carrie's Mortal Kombat 3 / J-Rock, is that every time you switch the game, you have to grab the horizontal position pot and move it over.
Griffin, on yours, you have the Vector Labs JAMA switcher, right?
Vector Labs, yeah. So
I'm pretty sure on the
Laser Labs,
the Donkey Kong version multi switcher that Vector Labs did, the adapters themselves had adjustments on the adapter board.
The only adjustment on the adapter board for the Vector Labs for Nintendo were the audio.
Was that it? Okay. All right.
Because I had that full kit for my Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Okay. So for
every board should have
the same deal that you can only adjust volume.
However, I've never had a problem with my Nintendo boards.
Yeah. Well,
all of my Nintendo boards all sync perfectly.
Do the Nintendo boards have adjustment on them?
They have color adjustments.
Just color. Okay.
No, they have. No, I think they do have some sync adjustments on the boards.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm sorry. It's been a couple years since I had my Donkey Kong apart, but I think there are
on the actual DK and DK Junior PCB. Yes, there are some position jumpers, but not.
Yes.
I don't believe sync.
No,
it's like talking boobs. It's so funny.
Yeah,
I know. They pulsate.
They pulsating talking boobs.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr. Boobs.
That's right.
The stars. That's great.
Oh, that's right.
Or Hardee's, depending on part of the country.
No, that's
talking, Buffett.
Yeah, talking. All right. Sounds good.
Make the move.
Sorry, Buffett. There's what? There's 2 pots on DK boards, right? Like 2.
Yes, one of them is vertical position. Well, vertical, position either way, and then the other one is either sync or horizontal position. I cannot remember which it is.
Yeah, I can't remember either. I want to say there are adjustments per board, but I've never had a problem with the Vector Lab switcher with any of my Nintendo boards. If they sync the monitor once, they just all work. But with the JAMA switchers, you can absolutely have problems with every single board you put in there.
Yeah, that sucks.
The widths and the heights I know are a little different, but I think that's more to do with the game itself, the signal
The other thing you'll have problems with on the JAMA boards is, I think by default, isn't it upside down? So if you don't have a JAMA board that actually has the flip image dip switch.
Oh, if you put it in a Nintendo cabinet?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
But they're
But
inverted.
I was just talking about like basic, like just a Nintendo, or just a JAMA switcher in any cabinet. So we're talking about the rotary games. So Heavy Barrel to Akari Warriors, for example.
Yeah, so don't put
as long as
put Heavy Barrel in a red tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of that and sell it for $1,600 on Craigslist. Yeah.
Absolutely. Why not?
Street Fighter 2 in a red tent. Yeah.
With 2 buttons. You get 2.
That's right. You get.
Well, I shouldn't make that joke because mine was a fucking jamatized Neo Geo.
Neo Geo. Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely terrible. I'm still amazed. Actually, thinking about that, I'm still amazed that I have the red tent is a red tent. You know, looking at that monstrosity. That's a labor of love right there.
Pretty horrible when you got that.
I was like, did I really come out on this?
Converted to a Street Fighter? Is that
No, it was a Neo Geo.
Nice.
Neo Geo, and it was painted gray. Really badly.
Oh man!
It was like
why did they do that when it's already red like the Neo Geo cabinet?
Yeah, right. No, it was like primer gray over black, wasn't it?
It was It was. You could see hints of the original finish, the red peeking underneath it. Like I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, they totally could have left it alone.
And it was completely like there was nothing other than the monitors. There was nothing there. There was a JAMA harness, no original harness, no original power supply. Like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Doug?
I was considering changing all my phone sounds to "Zombies Ate My Neighbors" stuff.
The boobs have spoken.
That's
Yeah, buddy.
Boobs have spoken.
Every once in a while, I just do this.
Ooh, it tickles.
If that were animated, Jesus.
Speaking of phone sounds, for the
Buffett, you
longest
need
time,
a gif of that of the running your desktop.
Just the.
Oh God.
Okay. Hold on.
That should be your new Clav avatar.
Yeah.
I'd like it to be, but I don't know how to do the GIF on there. So
It's a booby buffet.
oh yeah, hold on here.
$1 per scoop.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a Chinese buffet.
Yeah, let's see. Repeat forever.
Did you say Chinese buffet?
Nice.
Those scoops are too big for Chinese buffet.
God, there's so many
nothing
different
little,
racist jokes you can make.
I know, right?
I gotta
Nothing
head out.
some modern medicine can't take care
Oh, okay, Griffin.
Gotta go.
of. You gotta
Gotta
take
go?
off.
Yep.
Hey,
yep.
take care, buddy.
All
Till
right.
next time.
See you guys
Have a
soon.
good day, Griff.
So long. Farewell.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Bye.
Good night.
Same
to
one,
you.
smelly one.
Yeah. And you. Toodaloo.
That's all you got.
Ciao. Yeah, right? It was
He
quick.
was wearing that shirt last week, right?
Oh, that's right. That's what I heard you guys making a joke about. Do you live in that shirt?
I was hoping he at least
No, it
showered
makes
in it.
sense. Yeah.
Griffin, you're talking about?
Wasn't he wearing that Return of the Jedi shirt last week? I could be wrong.
Oh, who cares?
Granted, we didn't do a
It's a Tuesday
show last week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was off the air. So it's okay if he's wearing a shirt for.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's been busy. You know, takes time to change clothes and all that. So can I show you guys my little refrigerator?
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
I just-
Wait,
I have-
wait, let me
Wait,
let me
you say free?
get the sounds ready. All right, go.
What? The
Free.
sounds.
Yeah.
There's sounds
you
for
can,
refrigerators.
There
All
is. I mean, for a new one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think I might. It came out so well. I think I'm going to throw some pictures up on Clav, and all because it's like pretty darn cool. So there we go. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you can have artwork. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's. That sound bite is
I am done.
fucking loud. So you
Is that one
can.
of
So
those
you
new
can
60 in ones?
Yeah, exactly.
It's got an LCD in it, actually.
Yeah.
Every time you open it, you win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it costs $0.25 to open that, though,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
Wow,
That's
great.
awesome.
So you can buy it with you can just get the
Dude,
door
that's so
if you want
awesome.
to, which is obviously a little bit cheaper. So yeah, it's what I did is I went to Craigslist, got a used, it's a stainless steel 3.2 cubic foot little mini fridge. I got it for $30. It's a little dented, but you don't really notice. But yeah, I thought it came out
Don't
really
mind
well.
It turned out
800
really
bottles of
nice.
wine in the background.
Right. I know, right? Yeah, I know. Well,
Did you
I
have to
waited.
Bondo the finish, or like what was the install like?
Exactly. I got my tea molding from teamolding.com, but they sent me the wrong kind. They sent the smooth instead of the leathery.
Yeah.
So,
So did you install that
Screws
the wet
fall out all the
method, or-
time. The world's in a perfect place.
you know,
Yeah.
so I was gonna say, so obviously I got the full wrap, and I actually wrapped it on the inside.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, I
Full
think
rack
Nice.
wrap.
the full wrap. I wish
rack.
so. In retrospect, I would. And actually, I'll mention this in my blog post.
I can always
Yeah.
count on you, Andrew, to get
Is I wish I would have done the wet method. I've always done.
We all
just lie. I just about spit out my drink on that one too.
Yeah.
He said rack.
I thought you always did the well. Don't most women prefer the wet method?
Either that or bite the pillow.
Oh wow, this show is awesome.
Yeah.
How to install your side art with the bite the pillow method.
Right. So there we go. My house is really a mess right now because I was off of that damn conference. But I will say it had more bubbles. It was more challenging. The door was more challenging than when I've done like the full side art on an arcade game. It actually had a fair amount of bubbles, and it was I just had to kind of keep repositioning it. So the door is one decal, and then the wrap is actually a whole. This is just one decal that they send with basically like a cut in the backing so that you're able to, so it lines up really nicely. So you give the guy the dimensions of your fridge, and everything's custom made. So
wow.
yeah, so which is really cool. So what I didn't realize when I got the full wrap, and I'm glad I did, because it looks, I mean, just the one door looks cool, but to have the full wrap, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's cool because the side art is very much like the side art, but then they have, kind of a photograph for the control panel, so it's like, kind of like the more it's kind of true to form. But so they had for this, it actually comes with the cut. Which makes it line up really easily. But lining up that door was a fucking bitch, because you have the kind of the black line right here, and then you're trying to do this, and it's curved. So it took a lot of like repositioning.
Finesse.
Yeah, a lot of finesse. It was a pain in the ass.
It looks fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah. This one piece went on pretty smoothly. I mean, that was, compared to everything else, that was easy because the lineup was super easy. Then it was just, making certain that you didn't get too many bubbles. It does require you to take the door off, but most of these refrigerators are made so that you can switch sides of the door.
Yeah.
So it actually wasn't too bad. Once I figured out how to kind of finesse this bad boy off, then everything else is unscrewed, and yeah, I'm super happy with the way it came out. I left it out of my garage so I could show you guys here, because you know what my reception is like out in the garage. But yeah, so there we go.
Do they offer, like, what games do they offer wraps for?
This is it. This
Just
is their only.
Batman.
Yeah, this is their only arcade wrap.
You tried to order a
Defender.
Defender, but
Yeah.
they didn't have that.
Yeah, it was the non-green button, so she's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, that's
Yeah.
just it. Yeah, they only had the green buttons. I'm like, fuck that shit. That's
Yeah.
a load of bullshit. So I opted for the Pac-Man. But yeah, this is the only arcade one they have right now. They have a whole variety, but yeah,
I'm more interested in that Pac-Man than the actual game.
I know. Yeah, me too.
Because
Actually.
it would be. I would love to. At least with that one, you get a beverage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, shit! I need another drink. Speaking of beverages.
Yeah. I gotta get one too.
It's refill
All right.
time.
Yep.
vagina.
Right, vagina. So what did I miss while I was gone? What did I miss in that first hour?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Nothing. Everyone is gone. It's you and me and
Yeah. It is, yeah. Right. Well, I'm not even sure that Buffin's there. So it's just his boobs.
Just boobs.
Just boobs.
I'm bigger and fatter. You better believe it.
Yeah.
All right, so Carrie, real or fake? Come on.
Oh, those are definitely fake.
I mean, they're wider than her rib cage.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
not
yeah, no,
saying it's not okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and the way that they bounce, like they look kind of
Well, remember until what was it? Dead or not dead or alive? I'm gonna look it up here real quick. There's a game that they had actual boob physics that they were designed for.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, yeah, Dead or Alive, Extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you play that game, all the girls' boobs in that game actually move independently. They don't just shake together.
Yeah.
Like all the other games, yeah. If you watch Dead or Alive, the Game Grumps did some stuff on it, and a couple of playthroughs. I haven't watched them all yet, but yeah, all the girls' boobs all move independently from each other. They all do different things at different times whenever they move or turn or twist or jump or whatever.
Wow. Obviously, some programmers cared a lot, and they were like stoked. They were like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have like the world's most realistic boobs,
frame by frame.
Yes, I'm gonna work on those.
They did a good job too, man.
Yeah.
It makes the girls look a lot more natural than just up and down, and that's it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they're still bowling balls, but like, yeah.
Yeah, but at least they move correctly. Hey, that's okay. I still watch it.
Yes. It's all about breast physics.
That's it. I want my girlfriend every day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, speaking of all that, how's your Doctor Who coming along? Your pin?
Not started on it yet. I've got, I believe, all the parts. I can't start on it yet. I don't have the time right now. It's not going to be till the end of the month.
Oh, okay.
So that and the other fellow that's going to help me with it, so we can try to get it all done in one day, does not have any time off until the end of the month. So that's where we're at on that. Otherwise, I think I've got everything I need. If we find something I need to order, well, then I'll just have to put that in later. But as of right now, I think I got most everything.
Okay.
So no update status on it yet. I will have pictures and whatnot when I start.
It's funny with Doctor Who. The first time I'd ever seen one of those fridge wraps was that I thought, "Oh my God, I want that." It was a TARDIS refrigerator wrap, and I'm like, oh, "I want that."
Yeah.
But
I
now,
I don't need everything wrapped in the TARDIS.
you are so wrong. You are not you are not the 14th Doctor. Clearly,
No, but my brother-in-law really likes Doctor Who. I don't have to like Doctor Who.
No.
I can go there and find interesting things to do or look at. So I'm not worried about it.
Like poetry.
Yeah. I do happen to have a TARDIS and Dalek salt and pepper shaker, but
Believe me, I think
nerd.
And I got I just don't want to.
Nerd goes hot though, right? Kind of.
Maybe if the artist had boobs or something.
Yeah. Hey, they've got some hot companions though.
Okay.
I'll bet I can find some boob salt and pepper shakers.
Yeah.
I'd buy a set. Lincoln Jimmy.
Rose is pretty hot.
Right? And then Mock, have you seen her? Did you see that the
nudie
call girl
thing?
Yeah, the call girl show yet?
I didn't see. I just watched the nude scene with her.
Okay.
I guess still gonna watch the whole thing.
Yes, because there's a lot of nude scenes with her.
Yeah.
you see a lot of her.
A lot of her.
Billy Piper.
Come on, now. Put a link.
Yeah.
Stop
Billy
it.
Piper. Yeah.
Put a link.
Oh, that's.
Oh, they're horrible. All the ones I'm finding are just awful.
Put up a good one, though.
Oh my God. There's so many, and they're all terrible.
Well, we're leaving it up to you to find a good one.
So, Carrie, where did you find that wrap, by the way? The fridge
Honestly,
wrap.
it's on I think it's called rmwraps.com. Although if you Google arcade refrigerator wrap, this will be the first one that comes up. And Facebook, somebody had posted in one of my various groups, somebody had shown a picture of like, gotta get this, and I saw that and I went, oh, I gotta get that.
I gotta get that.
That's awesome.
So I did, and like I said, I got the little.
That's so cool.
Yeah, a little fridge off.
I'm looking forward to grabbing beers out of that fridge.
Right, and it's big. It's got a bigger capacity. My old little mini fridge was kind of sad and pathetic, but this one's good.
But you can't post it on here so people can see what you're talking about.
Oh.
Anybody be able to get that from Slack?
Oh, the link.
Oh,
Wait.
Oh, the picture I put. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm eating. I'm afraid to look at it.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus.
I think
I'm pretty sure my mom has
no.
something similar to that. I don't know how, but
no. So I'll probably do I'll throw up some pictures and do a little clove thread tomorrow because other folks might be interested.
So I shouldn't click.
You might
on
get
this.
some rep for that.
It's not.
I'm gonna rep that thread.
You can. Oh, nice. Thank you. It's been a long time since I've gotten some rep.
My last one came from Weo from Sam because I repped him because he complimented my Arkanoid, and then he repped me, and he's like, appreciate the appreciation.
How is Sam? Have you talked to him in a while, Andrew?
No, it's been a little while. He, yeah, I haven't talked to him recently.
No.
Why.
Oh, now
is it Weo or Wyo? See, I've always said it Wyos and Wyo.
It's a Wyoming.
Okay.
It's Wyotech or Wyoming. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Hashtag fuck Wyoming. Yeah.
So Carrie, you've got a couple other things in recent news, right?
Well,
I do. I can try to take you all into the garage.
and you have something coming in the mail too, right?
She recently picked up some more. No, I can't make that joke. I mean, never mind. I was gonna make a joke about someone, but
no, ixnay on the oaks.
Is that salt and pepper?
I think so. This is terrible. So terrible.
So bad.
Oh nice. Wait, one's really off to the. What's the ink? Maybe I think the pepper, the right side of the pepper. Maybe it's not like approaching the camera at the same angle.
It looks all right to me. What's wrong with that?
But I mean, she doesn't even have a head. Poor girl.
I know.
Good Lord, it's like know.
It's like
they were sacrifices.
It's like an R. Crumb drawing.
She must have back
like
problems.
cat for the
Back problems. She's a little lopsided, that pepper.
All right, there we go. See if we can. And I did get. So one of the things I did today was I got some plastic piece made over at Tap Plastic for my Tales from the Crypt. I got a nice.
That is a fast turnaround, by the way.
Yeah, I dropped it off yesterday. It was broken. And
can I ask what they charged you?
It ended up for two of them. It was $33.
Oh no, that's not bad at all. Because
no, I mean I could.
You were looking at. You could have probably. Yeah. I mean, if you had done like a run of them, but like who like how many people would actually? I mean, I'm sure those break all the time with that game.
Yeah, and he had basically said, if I want to, I could get, he could ask for a quote to like the laser cutter to get like 100 of them made, and then, sell them and try to recoup some of my money. But and the part that it is actually, since I had two, you probably can't tell because there's a clear one, but it's this part underneath. Let's see if we can zoom you in better. Underneath where it says the kill shot.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. So there we go. Thank you. Oh, there we go. So,
nice.
Yeah. Do you have the that red light top that you can see? The one below is actually right now clear because I took the coating off. But yeah, it seems to line up. I'm actually missing one of the little screws. But
did you guys catch all that? Because it's pretty crystal clear for me. I'm just
yeah, that's what I mean. The reception in the garage not so hot.
So it's a lower plastic that's really close to the play field. So it's really easy for the ball to damage it. There's a couple of posts. There's another piece of plastic, very much like it on the top. I'm just trying to explain it because we can't see shit.
Carrie, did you get your other thing that you ordered too? Yep.
Yeah, the
I
other
can't
thing.
hear
Go ahead,
you.
be back.
Oh, that didn't come through. Can you hear me?
She censored out her pickup.
Well, we can hear you just fine. She can't though.
Oh, she can't. She froze. Oh,
Am I back? I'm back. You guys are back.
All we see is your chin.
You're in a house. Okay.
I'm back. Yeah, I stepped in the house in order to try to regain my reception for a minute.
oh! I asked if you got
guys are
the other thing that you ordered for the pin. Did you get that in yet, or is that coming in this week?
Oh, the big.
I haven't. Oh yes.
For Tails.
Yes, it arrived. I picked it up today. I'm going to install it tomorrow.
Nice.
What is that? Tell everybody.
Tell us now.
Tell everybody so they know.
Don't freeze. There's no time for freezing on this show.
Stop holding still.
All right, you're kicked.
Well,
There's no freezing in Hangouts.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Oh,
no.
She leaves. Hey! I need a Woody Woodpecker laugh soundbite. I love that I say that. Everyone just like, I can do that.
She needs to put a repeater in that house or get some long Wi-Fi cable or something.
Right.
Yeah, repeater.
Yeah.
You get yourself
I
like
just die in the garage.
Press from Apple for $99 to make your garage hot.
Oh.
Sizzling.
You know what? What's sad is I'm standing
All right,
in my
so
living
we
room. And I'm
heard
having
you go,
trouble getting internet back.
and then he left. You went out.
And you're wearing a turtleneck. It must be extremely cold out there.
She's having none of that.
Yeah, I'm
No,
telling
no
you.
laugh, no joke.
The mooning gnome.
Carrie, can you hear us? I don't think she can hear us.
She thinks the show's over.
I think she just. Oh,
She's back.
I heard a laugh.
She's not moving. Oh, there she moved.
Oh wow!
Hey!
What the hell is going on in that?
I know, and I'm standing in my living room. I'm like, okay, I'm getting nothing. It makes for excited. So you can hear me now. I'm not frozen.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Okay. Say everything you need to say right now before we lose you again. Shit! I was too late.
You really were. You were.
And gone. All right, when she comes back, what are we going to do? Everyone freeze?
Turtleneck.
Yeah, let's all freeze
Yes.
and not say anything.
Yeah.
She's probably. Well, maybe she has us open on another tab like the YouTube.
I don't know what that has to do with boobies, but for that salt and pepper shaker, but you know, hey.
All right, I think am I back for realsies?
For realsies.
I don't know. How long do you want to stay?
I know, right? So, Steve, the answer to your question is yes. I got the color DMD I ordered for Tails arrived in the mail yesterday, or actually, well, I picked it up this morning on my way to work. So I'm taking the day off of work tomorrow, and I'm going to
Awesome.
right. I know. I'm so tired from that conference. It was
From like day one, we were like, this game would benefit so greatly from a color DMD, but I didn't think it would happen for like years because I don't know how fast they pump those out.
Yeah, and the guy, the color DMD guy was saying, and certainly probably some of you pin guys know better than me, was reading his site. Apparently there's one of the designers that's just like kicking ass, like he's just pumping out games left and right, and so they released like 5 of them all at once. Tails being one of them. Yeah, and truly, like Mock posted it in our group chat that that addiction we all feed every day. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I can't give him my money fast enough because I've been
did you see me before you even responded? I'm like, I posted on your Facebook. I'm on like I was more excited about than you were. Like,
I don't think maybe equal excitement. I was at that conference, so I was working. I was running around, and every once in a while I'd have times when I could sit and look at my computer, and other times when I'm dealing with whatever crisis and the room won't fit for the presentations that are going on or whatever such thing. And
oh Jesus Christ!
Part of me was a little sad though because
the pepper should be a lot bigger.
Part of me was a little sad
no.
though, because I was like, if this had been released a little bit later, I could have got it as a Christmas gift.
The pepper should be at least twice as big as the salt.
Nice. I like that one.
It's all about finding weird salt and pepper shakers now.
Whitey's got a big head.
The salt kind of like sort of like a limp and flaccid.
Yeah.
We should be posting these links in the YouTube chat for
I
our
can't, Jim.
viewers.
I tried, but like I don't have the admin rights that I do with the Brad shows. I can't post links in there.
But
All right,
Harry,
well,
that color DMV is going to be cool because you're going to see all the blood now.
Oh, I know. That game really cries for a color DMD. I mean, it really does.
Oh
like,
yeah, and you scored the big
amazing.
deal there on that thing, right?
Well, I don't know if it was the.
Well, it's
Wasn't there-
400.
Oh, okay,
No,
so
it's
Yeah.
369. It was cheaper than most.
69, dudes.
Why?
Yeah.
Dudes.
I wonder why. They have a sale or something?
It was for.
Oh my
Carrie.
God, everyone.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe a preset. I don't know. That's
You got that
well,
arcade
so
hangout.
there's two kind. There's the LCD and the LED. Right? Isn't that so? And one of them just is a little bit is less than the other. Because I was reading about the differences between the two. Let's see. Let's see what they have. Well,
didn't know they
one is the
had
DM.
two.
One is the DM. Let's see. We have the LC. Yeah, LED versus LCD. And there was no choice with this one. It was the what's the LED? Yeah. So
I would imagine LED would be cheaper.
yeah.
than
So that
LCD.
and that one. That's $369, which is still
Dudes.
dudes.
Do it again.
And then the
Well, I was like, damn, now I can't. She's gonna buy this right away. There goes a Christmas idea.
No, so much for that.
yeah, I
Seriously,
know,
that-
right?
that's like a
Like,
slam
well,
dunk
so
Christmas
when it
present
did, yeah,
right
there.
right when,
$400.
yeah, right when,
I know.
right
You
when
look,
Steve
look
was
at
like,
when I
sometimes they
got her
sell
for
out.
last Christmas, all the Tails mods and stuff. This would have been so easy.
Right?
That's true. You would save yourself hours.
One click done.
Yeah. So
And boom.
So the LCD is the one that's $399, and it looks like they do that to try to reproduce the look of the LED. But anyway, so yes, you can read all about it on the colordmd.com site about the differences between the two. And I did, while I was sitting there bored at that conference, read all about the differences between the two and
You're a pro.
which yeah, but bottom line, for Tails they only offer it in the LED, so there was no issue about about the about the
That
sounds
sounds like someone's YouTube video.
Oh God, I was laughing. I rewound it like I was because I actually watched. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Check this, but I was watching on my TV with the YouTube app. And I was just like kind of toned down, like I'm fast forwarding through it. All of a sudden, he walks away. And I started laughing. I'm like, oh my God, John just totally farted. He must not watch these when he edits them. And then I like watched it like 4 more times. And I like was in tears laughing. Then I had to post it. I should have started a whole Clov thread on it to really.
Is it one of the newer videos?
Yeah, his like second Robotron fix video. I think
I didn't watch that one.
All right, let's watch it tonight. Come on, let's post a link to it.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Mark or something, Gibbo?
I did post the marker in the Slack chat.
All right, yeah,
Because
post
I
the link
could
to it.
not stop laughing.
Let's watch it.
I'll look
I
for
thought
it,
for
but
a second, did he?
here you need to go back to what you're talking.
Yeah. So I will.
You keep talking. Jim's gonna find this
okay,
fart joke.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I will.
yeah.
So I went to the. So here's a little perfect. That sounds like the complementary relationship we have.
Oh my God.
So here's a little
I'm
little info on the LED versus LCD. Just very briefly from their website.
Yes.
They say we receive a lot of questions regarding which display is better, and basically they're saying it depends on what you want. They say if you're purchasing kind of the bottom line, you can go to their site and learn a lot more. If you're purchasing a color display for the first time and unsure of which route to choose, LCD is probably the safe choice. It's this display we have sold since 2012. It is a bit easier on the eyes and supports options for customization, including including large dots and high-resolution upscaling modes. Compared to LCD, the LED provides more pop, as the individual RGB LEDs are brighter and can produce a higher color gamut. They remain bright even when viewed off-angle and have better black level when viewed in a dark room. On the downside, the dots are smaller with more black space between them, and due to the spacing of the individual red, green, and blue LEDs, color convergence is not as good as on the LCD. Since it uses a fixed array of LEDs, the appearance is similar to a conventional DMD and does not provide high-resolution options for customization.
Interesting. So, like, it's kind of like the Pac-Man clock, where it's actually LEDs, individual LEDs.
They are actual notion, just like the
Okay. I was thinking it was like the LCD versus LED TV.
Yeah, monitors. Yeah,
that's
just
what
like
I was thinking,
the backlights provided via LED.
Just a
like
more brighter pop and deeper black level.
Yeah, literally more like the Pac-Man clock, where it's like they're individual LEDs that are creating colors.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I would say that I'll show it to you on the next show. But when I go in my garage, my internet takes a ginormous shitola, so we might be able to get it for a minute or two.
Drag your pinball machine in the house.
Right?
Gary.
Oh yeah, no biggie. Yeah. And I do have something else to show you out there. Are you ready with your?
Again.
Are you?
I posted the link and I just laughed my ass off again.
Can you
It's so subtle. It's just like I posted in the both chats. It was just like a little. Like, can I play that? I wonder what would happen.
Yeah, try to play it.
Okay, so
and then I'll do my little. I'll try to get you guys back in the garage.
Are you kidding me? Is that really? Holy shit!
It's so obvious.
Like, is that his? Is he doing that with his mouth or his ass? Is he like?
Yeah,
like,
but
he walked
mouth thing. It's so obviously like party.
Wow. Who knows? Like he's really pushing. I'm pretty sure.
He leaned over a little too far. Oh.
I think so. All right, let's see if I can do this. Oh
my God!
What's the number that he farts?
All right, let's see if I can do this. It's 38 minutes 5 seconds. It's in the link.
Okay.
All right, let's see here. Try this. Play. I heard it.
That's it right there. You heard it.
Crazy though.
You gotta play like the 5 seconds leading up to it or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know how this YouTube app is supposed to work. Click on add videos to search for videos to share.
Can you present somehow?
That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know how this YouTube app works because I found it, but if I'll just do it here. Hang on a second. Here. Present to everyone. All right, can you guys see this now?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. I'll.
Wire is. The red wire was.
It's in about 10 seconds.
And obviously it can't be.
Here it comes. He needs to turn on his Castlevania.
Yeah, the red wire's not even hooked up. All right, well, yellow and white are, though, and there's 5 volts getting to them.
No.
It's so obvious.
He couldn't have done that with his mouth. It just doesn't seem like it.
I mean, you could, he's like.
Why would you?
Why?
He does do
why?
that kind of thing.
Here, let me play it again. Here.
The yellow and white are, though. And there's
We'll
5
never
volts
know.
to them. Just those little stupid little.
I think that's legit. I just don't think that I think he's like just lays this video down and he quickly edits it because
he doesn't edit much.
I don't think I'm sure he doesn't watch these. He just like assumes it's all fine after he renders it.
And we're all like family, so he fucking fart.
Well, I think he uses and renders it like 1-to-1 or something stupid.
He takes a mental note. I got to take a mental note to come back and cut that out.
Yeah.
I could not stop laughing. And then like a few people did comment on his video.
Really?
About
really?
Oh,
yeah.
Did he respond? Did he say anything about it?
No, no, at least not at that time. Yeah.
Deny. All right, let me see if I can take you guys back into the garage. We'll try it one more time, and then we'll just give up, and it'll just forever. It'll be forever be a mystery what the hell I got. Oh, some of you know, or at least I talked about this as a possibility last week. Right? Do I get presented? Better present before I lose my internet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, or else I'll have to talk constantly. All right, there we go. And the internet goes.
Gary broke the internet again.
Oh my god!
What?
Look, no free play dot. No credit dot either.
How did you get that? Holy crap! That is an awesome get.
Yeah.
Right? I know. I'm super excited about it. It's not LED
shit.
out. It's got the.
Let me guess. You
light.
traded a reactor for it.
Yeah.
She got 4 of them for that reactor.
The answer would be no.
Wow.
I love my reactor. I'm not letting go of that.
Did you trade anything for that? Or did you...
No.
Yeah.
Only cold hard cash.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell us how much?
Yeah.
Is that a secret?
No, I'm not
You can do it offline, or
I'll do it. I will do it. Yeah, I'll do it offline. I'm not going to talk
You
about prices,
can
but I will say.
type it in the chat if you want.
Oh yeah, that's
you
true.
got a deal. I'll say that.
Yeah, I got a deal. It's had some reset issues. I haven't had it. I haven't had the reset issues. I don't think the person I bought it from is watching this, so I haven't had that any of the reset issues. He felt like so it was. He sold it to me with hey, here's a I don't need to be presented anymore. It has some quirks to it. He has there's a couple little kind of like chip spots kind of by the head. One that you don't see at all as long as when the back is up. Only when the back is down, you're like, oh yeah, somebody scraped it there. Honestly, it's in great shape. A little bit of wear around the the shooter lane, but no, he was concerned about the resetting. I guess when he first got it,
I got something to tell you about that too, because.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. So if he has problems in that outlet with too many things plugged into it, you're gonna get reset issues automatically. So it could be his problem, and then you take it home and you're not gonna see it at all because you've got great voltages to your outlet.
And he actually thought that maybe that was it because he said it didn't start happening. So it reset when he first got it years ago, and then he had somebody. He's never worked on pins, so he always hired someone professional. He is somebody in the arcade community, in our group, but he does vids. So he had said that he had someone work on it and do it, and they rebuilt the flippers a few years ago and did it. Yeah, it's always been professionally serviced because he didn't work on it, and then it started doing the reset thing again recently. But he also said that it was when he's working on a Qbert, and that it seemed, and he has a bunch of games, and when I went to see it, he said, I've turned off Qbert and it seems not to be happening, and it hasn't happened so far. Now honestly, I haven't been able to play it nearly as much as I wanted because I picked it up on Sunday and I've been fucking really busy, hence taking the day off tomorrow. I gotta do some arcade projects and play my game and things like that. I was so excited on Sunday night. I had trouble sleeping.
Oh my god!
Even though I was exhausted, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe
That's like the number 2 pin or something like. Let me see.
I never thought that I would be able to get one.
It's really up there in the pin department as far as
I told Carrie that I need to stop letting her know games and stuff that I'm interested in because she keeps buying everything that I want.
Yeah, that's
you have some stuff I'm not interested in, so I don't expect us to find a Street Fighter 2 sitting in the garage when you come next.
Well, you've already got Mortal Kombat 3, so that's like the yang to the game. Yeah.
Twilight Zone is number 2 pin.
You might have a Sony eyes though.
Yeah,
you never know.
What's that?
She might have a home use only eyes at some point, though. You never know.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even realize it was number 2. I just knew that I loved the game, and he has the what is it? The Bad Dog clock board in there. So there aren't a lot of mods on it or anything. It has the original incandescent lights, which actually I kind of like. So, but
are you gonna LED it? Or
if you do LED it, it'll give you less chance of it resetting because it's taking off all that.
It takes less juice for the LEDs.
Yeah, so you might want to think about doing that
interesting.
someday.
Okay, or at least maybe a partial. I mean, because I'd like
Like GI, you know, maybe just
Yeah.
like some of the white GI, you might want to do it too, and
You
maybe
do
the
warm
backglass.
whites too instead of cool whites.
Yeah, but that is. Oh, I just saw what you posted.
What is
I'm gonna
GI
cry
stand
over here?
Yeah, right. Like that was a good price, right?
Oh God! I'm gonna jump off the roof.
That's what I said too. Not jump off the roof, but that was a good. Mark, what's GI stand for our
General
listeners?
illumination.
General, yeah.
So what dictates what's like? Give me an example of a GI versus a non-GI.
Well, no, everything has GI on a pin. It's what lights up the plastics usually, and maybe some of the play field. But like
it's above the play field typically, right?
Yeah, that, and it's also anything that's like it could be lights that are underneath the slings and things like that.
Aren't those the lights that usually stay on most of the time, as opposed to the ones that flash and do fancy things? So the ones that kind of the ones that are generally on. Actually, I did
stay
find
on.
There's one bulb that I found.
They're usually white too on most things, but am I right, Andrew?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So
really well. It's like generally on.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically the stuff that lights the playfield. GI can turn off for certain modes, but yeah, like basically like that's the stuff that like keeps the playfield lit. And then the stuff that's non-GI is the stuff that's special shots, you know. So
flashers,
stuff that lights when you got to shoot that shot, that sort of thing.
Yeah, those are certain bulbs for that.
Yeah.
But they do make flashers in LED, so you can replace that even too if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So
they do. Their fucking kits are stupid expensive, but yeah.
I've heard you're better off buying them individually, like just buying.
I think it's cheaper to get them individually. Yeah, like when we went to CAX, the place that I bought the blades, on the mirror blades, I bought a whole shit ton of bulbs, and yeah, it's way cheaper than buying the kit. The kits are usually $200.
Yeah, you're looking like $200 per
but
kit.
Yeah, but you have to do your research. You have to kind of look at the manual and see what to get. Yeah, that's the thing is you got to.
Which is cool because you can customize it.
Yep,
you're doing it yourself, but you've got to know what you're getting into. And so I think generally, like most people like me, frankly, like that's what I've done. So I've got a kit for Judge Dredd and a kit for Star Trek, neither of which I've installed yet.
Yeah, it takes time to do all that. So,
but yeah, you got to put it all together and figure out. And then I figure like I'm buying the kit, which is a starter, and then I got to figure out like what I want after that.
Yeah,
but the kit gets you all the bulbs, but then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna tweak the, colors on this one and over here and do that one, and so yeah, it's expensive to do that, but they give you everything.
So yeah, that might be a good solution for Carrie.
And actually, some of the flasher bulbs and stuff like that, like those are crazy, like huge clusters of LEDs too.
Yep.
So not necessarily,
but they're not going to burn out usually. I mean, it's going to last a long time.
But I mean, we're saying like buying those individually; those are expensive to buy those clusters.
And they're expensive to get as regular bulbs too.
Yeah. I mean, just like one-off thing. Like it's a one-off thing. It's like that's expensive bulb to buy.
Yeah. But most pins only have a couple flashers, so
yeah.
So Andrew, I just saw the Coin Rejects guys just made a little post on Instagram.
Yeah.
It must be a ground control. You know ground control, right?
Yeah, totally.
Ground control to Major Tom.
So they're doing a big renovation that they're almost done with, or they just finished. I'll see if I can try to post this or show you guys this picture.
Holy shit! Look at those guys ripping off our design.
Yeah, well,
they really are rejects.
Yeah. Oh.
It's not. Shit. No, that's that ground control. That's their. They have some kind of displays that look like war games.
Yeah, they're stealing our shit.
Yeah. Well, come on. I mean,
you dick.
We did.
We're gonna have that.
I know, but we did that shit 3 years ago.
That was still 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, Carrie, that's cool, exciting news. I'm super happy for you.
Thank you.
I wish I could come over there and play it.
Right? Maybe someday.
Maybe, yeah.
But now I've got Christmas gift ideas.
Right,
so
exactly.
There's like a mods for that game.
A million mods to go with that.
Exactly. As well as you could still get
There's
me
not even a
color
color
D&D.
Yeah. Actually,
There is.
Speaking of color DMDs, that was one of the first things I looked like I've been researching, for my first pin, like whenever that happens. And I've talked about Monopoly a lot, and that was one of the big things. I'm like, holy shit, they have a color DMD for Monopoly.
Yeah, the fellow I got this from said that so John Colpe by me has one of these, and he has his color. He has a color in DMD for it, but he has it set on black and white.
Weird.
It's I think kind of like the old TV show, which was
Right.
black and white, right?
Yeah.
So it makes it
Like
classic,
white dots.
right?
That totally
Meet
makes sense.
Henry, an average young man. No,
Because that is true. Like with the color DMDs, you can choose color, or you can go monochrome to any color. It's got like 16 or 30 different color options. So like the default's like the orange, but you can go like orange to red to blue to whites to. So yeah, the black and white. That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that, and I've played his game. Actually, Jim and I both played his game at Halloween when Jim was out here.
Yeah, and we were both like, "Fuck, this is a great game."
Right.
That's one of like 3 pins that I have distinct memories of playing with my dad when I was younger.
Awesome. I love
Twilight
that.
Zone. Twilight
I really love
Zone.
that story.
There was what was the other one? And then Indiana Jones. There were 3 pins I remember distinctly playing. They're all DMDs playing with my dad. That was his thing. He would watch me play vids, but he was although I do have memories of playing Spy Hunter with him, but we played a lot of pins, and that's one of them for sure. Twilight Zone, Indiana Jones, and God, what's the third one? There was another one, but anyways.
Yeah,
that's another stupid. And both of those pins, Indiana Jones and Twilight Zone, dumb money. Like not dumb money, but a lot of money.
Oh, usually yes,
Yeah.
yes. And that Twilight Zone, it's going to be one of those games that you're going to have to keep up on maintenance, though, like because there's a lot of switches and optos and shit like that in it. So yeah, so you might want to be ready for a switch to go out. You might have to, but since you already know soldering, you're doing that. It's just a matter of unsoldering and resoldering.
You can do a cap kit.
I can do
Yeah, there you go. So you're halfway there.
Yeah, but it's totally the thing like with the mechanic thing where it's like, it's not about knowing how to solder. It's like, sure, I can unscrew a screw so I can fix a car, right? It's about like knowing what screw to unscrew. Or like the hammer. It's like,
it's intimidating.
You can fix this by hitting it with a hammer. And I'll tell you what, like I'm 100% confident in my soldering skills. I have no concerns. It's the troubleshooting to find out what the problem is.
Yeah.
That's like, fuck, man, it's going to be like a week for me to like figure out this one stupid ass problem. And it turns out to be like one little goofy opto or one goofy little like resistor or one goofy little like, whatever it happens to be.
Honestly, helping Carrie with her tails has been very beneficial to me because part of the reason why I don't like there's 2 reasons. Obviously money with pins, but the other reason I've been pushing off on getting into pins at all is it's so fucking intimidating. Like it's a whole nother realm. There's there's a gazillion more. There's like 10-fold more wires and little gizmos
it's the
and
same
everything.
skills. You Jim, you have all the skills to need to do it, but it's the troubleshooting that turns into a whole different realm.
Yeah,
a lot more wires.
Yeah, but it is intimidating because like you're like, okay, I can a vid is pretty simple. I'm used to working on computers, and so like when I first got into arcade stuff, I'm like, oh, this is just a computer. You got a power supply, you got a monitor, blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah. But with pins, you've got like it's the same concept, but you've got electrical, mechanical stuff, and it's like it's so much more. You've got so many more wires and stuff that's really packed tightly together.
Yeah,
and all kinds of shit that's going on, and so like
getting to it is a challenge because you have to take apart a ramp. You get one thing to get rid to fix, but you got to remove this and remove this, remove this, remove this guy.
Steve, just to give you an example, though, like modding Carrie's tails and figuring out where do we tap into the AC voltage for her Crypt Keeper. There's supposed to be a service outlet, but hers doesn't have it because it's Spain. It came from Spain, and they removed the service outlet, and
her
so
name
we
is
tap into transformer. Where do we run this wire? How do we conceal this wire with this mod so it doesn't obstruct anything or look obvious? Like all of these little things that are challenges. How do you tap into this power without affecting this? And like all these little things.
Let me ask you guys a question. Like, so what would you guys consider to be the most complicated arcade games? Like in general, like who's the manufacturer that makes the most complicated arcade games?
To work on?
Yeah. The most
now I don't
boards,
own
the
any
most
of
tricky
these
wiring, or like what are the most complicated arcade games to work on?
Well, I can't speak for Vectors because I don't own any, although Carrie does, and we've worked on some. I would say so far, probably MCR stuff and maybe Gottlieb.
Interesting. So I would say MCR stuff. They pack a lot of stuff into the board stacks, but I would say the Williams shit, Robotron.
Yeah.
They've got like 6 different fucking boards, and they all have stacks, and they're all separate, and they're all over the place.
And very similar to Williams, I'll say Taito.
Like Taito. Yeah, right. There you go. So like Lego stacks and
all that bullshit.
All right. So imagine.
Yeah.
How about Laserdisc machines? We got to do with the Laserdisc machine.
So that's I'll agree with that, but I'm just talking like basic.
I think I'm going to say this: the first Laserdisc games, that's like the beginning of the emulation. That's like the first MAME.
Are you going on record with that, Chris?
Yeah, laser fag.
That quote you?
The original MAME was a Laserdisc game.
Laser MAME fags. That's right.
That's a new show title. No,
it was the first.
I have to go get a drink. I'm getting a drink. I'll be right back, you guys.
Do it. You have tomorrow off.
I do.
Right.
I only bring that up because like I would equate like Williams games. So like Robotron.
Spy Hunter has some boards.
Well, that's MCR though. So like that's back to Bally. But like I would say like the Williams games, like a Robotron setup. There's like what? Maybe Buffett can help out. There's 5 or 6 boards, and they're not in stacks. But they're all disparate boards, all connected with ribbon cables or various kind of jumper wires that run between them.
IDE.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So like that's like pinball to me. That's like as complicated a board set, like tracing down problems in Williams systems, Williams arcade games are a pain in the ass sometimes. Well, and that to me is very similar to pinball. It's like all these basic skills of soldering and testing voltages and checking
continuity and all that shit. Yeah,
these are all skills that all of us have no problem with whatsoever. These are all basic skills we understand. But it's again, it's not about like the mechanic of like knowing where to hit it with, like knowing that I got to hit a hammer with something. It's like, where do you hit this with this hammer? Or do you just approach it with like the shotgun approach where it's like, fuck it, I don't know what's broken, I'm going to replace everything. But
shotgun approach.
Yeah, the shotgun approach, which unfortunately, I mean, that's
that doesn't work in pinball.
A good friend of mine that
that's an incredible amount of work to do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go and reflow.
Prepared a lot of my games.
I'm gonna reflow every fucking header on a pinball machine.
Oh my God.
That's a huge amount of shotgun approach to fixing those games. And yes, eventually you will succeed, but oh my God.
You might lift something else though.
Right.
Unless you're dealing with a brand new pin where everything's on a board this big.
Yeah.
But the brand new pins, that's a whole separate conversation with surface mount stuff. But like,
then you're fucked.
Well, you just call them and they send you another one.
Right.
One thing that blew me away was my buddy Chris, who's repaired a lot of games for me. He'll test things out with the game fired up, live, and it's something's acting kind of weird, and he's like, watch me do this. And so there'll be a connection between either ribbon cables or board to board connection, and he'll just kind of like press on it, and then the game will start working.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
but that tells you that's a cold solder joint. That's a problem with that solder.
But you don't know until you do that, though, right?
But the thing is, like, that's a great example of like a problem. Like, all right, so here you go. Like, oh, my game's having this problem. It's not syncing or like whatever. And it's like, all right, well, it's a video issue. So start with the video headers.
Yeah.
And go monkey with those connections. And it's like, if you can like jiggle it or like fuck with it, and it's like that works.
Or it could be a low power issue too. And then like my Spy Hunter is having issues because it's not getting enough power on the connector. It needs a new plug or whatever. Yeah, new penis.
Well, yeah, if you burn your penis.
I think anyone heard that.
So
that's good advice right there. Pro tip. So for all you listening,
pro tip: penis.
If you jiggle it and it doesn't work, you may have burnt your penis.
Pro mushroom tip.
Actually, Till Paris just got the part, and he's gonna come over and fix it. He's gonna fix my machine.
About freaking time.
It's not even mine, but I'm just holding it for him. But yeah, he's gonna come over and fix it. Fix your shit.
Yeah,
and leave it here.
I said fix it. Yeah,
leave it here. Faggot.
So Till is like completely
potatoes.
Yeah, Till has like machines all over the place. He's got some at his buddy's house, and he's got a bunch in his garage, and I mean, he said I can take it if you want me to. I kind of do soon want him to take this because I might want to put another pin right there,
dude.
Or maybe another machine.
Dude, you were so desperate for a Spy Hunter, and now you have a Spy Hunter, and you're like, "Fuck it, get rid of it."
No, that's played it enough.
I know, dude, I know. You guys, you were giving me shit about.
I know. I was wrong.
It's a fun game. I love the game, but like,
even when it's gone, I'll still play it again somewhere. But
yeah,
I just don't need to own one anymore.
You know what I mean? It's like you hit that point where it's like, you know what? I am as good as this game can be. Yes, I can practice and get a little bit better, but it's like, you know what? It's the same shit to get better.
Yeah.
So is it worth
I'd rather
it?
have a Robotron and try and get better at that.
Yeah, exactly right. A better game to get better at.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
or Ghostbusters or
and you were saying about the Robotron. Robotron totally intimidates the fuck out of me because there are so many. I've seen the inside of one, and it's like so many boards in that thing.
It's like 5 or 6 boards, and it's just video.
But then you look at like Black Widow. And it's so much simpler than that,
right?
Because it's just.
I mean, someone brought like the vector boards. Like, yeah, sure. Like Star Wars is what, like 2 or 3 boards? I don't remember. It's been a while since I tore into mine. But like, yeah, sure. That's a shitload of boards, and then you've got like the boards for the vector monitor and deal with the monitors. But
I hate board stacks of any sort. I mean, even we've been talking about CPS1 stuff with Forgotten Worlds and
how many?
Shit.
Yeah, how many MCR? Do you have any MCR games, Jim?
I have none.
None.
So like Carrie's Tron is the first time I've been working on that stuff, and I like we were she had all those issues with the power board, and I'm like Tron isn't one of those games where if you put in a switching power supply kit that it's going to have problems with sound and stuff. Let's just fucking do that, and that's what she bought. She hasn't installed it yet, but
I think you can.
It's always all these power supplies. I mean, I had problems with my fucking Marble Madness power supply where the board, the AR3, I think that's in there, is outputting AC voltage, but the DC just took a shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, what I ended up doing is I bought a cheap, tiny micro ATX power supply that's like this big. I Velcroed it down. You can't even tell it's in there, and that provides the DC voltage. Game works like a champ, but these linear power supplies, I've rebuilt probably like 3 or 4 of them within my games, and I would say half of them it works on, and half it doesn't. Like they're just flaky. I mean, I can understand why you'd want to rebuild them, but to some degree, if it's not gonna fuck anything up with like saving games or whatever, I'm all about the switching stuff. I don't want to fuck around with stuff for so long. Look at John's Robotron video. I was actually relieved when he put a switching kit in there. I'm like, why waste your time? If it's going to affect something like Qbert, it's going to affect the sound or Mad Plants or whatever. Okay, I understand that, but
no, I mean, to be perfectly honest, my Robotron cocktail has an ATX. power
Yeah.
supply in it.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's rock solid.
That's
You
the way I
can
bought
wear
it. And like when I looked at that, I was like, fuck it, it's fine.
Does Robotron have like a J-Rock kit you can just throw in there?
Well, there's a J-Rock, the multi Williams has Robotron in it. That's what I'm gonna put in my cabaret, my Robotron cabaret right there.
So if you wanted to,
That's
could you
awesome.
set that to only be Robotron? if
Yeah,
you
that's
wanted
what I'm
to?
gonna do.
So okay, so you plug it in, you program the dip switches or whatever to display Robotron only. So when you fire it up, that's what it will be.
Yeah. My
So that's the solution to that. Okay.
yeah, that game will only play Robotron, but it's a JAMA setup basically.
How much does that board cost for that? Isn't that a couple $100 for that?
Yeah, a couple hundred.
Yeah, it's a couple $100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So-
it was enough so that like I was actually thinking about someone was parting out on Clav about a year ago or so. They were parting out a Robotron. They had a complete working board set with all the boards and everything. And I seriously considered like, fuck, I could buy that board set and like actually make my cabaret
horny.
fully working Robotron and all the rest. And I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's gonna be. It's a scratch build. I'm not fucking with a single
Yeah.
arcade game to make this thing happen. It's gonna be a computer monitor. I'm gonna put a 17-inch computer monitor in that thing. It's all from scratch. There's no arcade games being harmed by that, aside from the joysticks. I'm putting real Wiccos in it, of course, but like, you know, like
What are you doing cosmetic wise? Are you gonna do like a vinyl wrap or a stencil or
I already have a
paint or?
So
Stencil?
yeah, so I'm doing stencils with automotive paint.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be like the level of the red tents. Automotive.
So you're gonna take that into Sam's like shop?
Yep. So we're gonna do a full-on automotive spray. Like that's gonna be
Naked.
a real stencil.
You sure you don't want chrome side wrap?
Ooh,
Diamond plate?
that's right. Diamond plate.
Did you watch?
with a big wiener on it.
Did you watch Canadians Arcade stencil job?
Yeah. I
videos?
you know, if we were
Andrew,
off air, I would have some comments to say about that shit. But yeah.
Andrew, I should have you craft
Not
up
drunk enough.
a brand spanking new marquee for my eyes with googly eyes. Like,
Dude,
Oh man.
give me the chance.
Googly eyes.
Give me the chance.
yes.
It might be purple.
Penis on the bezel. Yeah.
So instead of gray on the Robotron, you put like a mirror chrome type
right.
laminate on it,
Yeah.
and then you try to paint that
Yeah.
without it scratching off.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it in my garage.
That's
In a plastic booth.
you make a joke like that. It's probably something, and I've look at all the crazy shit I do in my damn apartment.
Yeah, I know your videos or your pictures are cracking me up.
God. Jim, you have all of our respect. You've turned your apartment into a workshop. That's
Right?
amazing.
Totally, man.
Over and over and over again.
I'm fucking routing right by my TV.
Yeah, 3 a.m. Meow.
Right. And not to
I
mention,
do
like,
have
honest-
okay. I was gonna say that you would after I clean up, you would have no idea that I ever did this, except I made one mistake, and you can actually see it right down there. You see that line?
No.
That there's a
You
little.
can see it,
Okay,
yeah.
let me.
It's off
Yeah,
camera
show
for
it.
me.
Let me.
You used to go in there with the black light, check the splooge marks everywhere.
Okay, okay. Behind the Cheyenne corner, you see this line like right here.
Nope.
This little mark. No.
It's off,
Okay.
It's off the screen.
You got to go way down.
Nope.
There.
Getting there.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right
We see that.
Got it.
Yep.
The carpet.
I was that's from removing vinyl from Cheyenne with a heat gun. I got a little too low to the carpet, and it's all burn spot.
Oh no!
All right, you
I'd
know how
like
to
to
fix
pause
that, right? You know
How do you fix that, Chris?
Okay, so your closet, the carpet in your closet, you splice out a section and splice it back in there, glue it in place before you move out. No one knows the difference.
Dude, this is like the guy who's telling you, like, oh yeah, when you put like holes in your wall, like putting up pictures, you just take some toothpaste.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
That's a poor man.
Oh, that reminds me.
Poor
Okay,
man's
so my last apartment when I did
Spackle.
my last apartment when I
You
restored.
just jerk off in your hand. You just jerk off in your hand and you smear that in the wall. And
That's really poor man's spackle.
Wait,
You
can
don't
you
even
repeat
have
that? Let me write
toothpaste.
this down here. I'm gonna write my hand. No, my last apartment, guys. When I was doing Marble Madness. Hey, Keith. When I was doing Marble Madness, and I remember I taped up white sheets around the whole second bedroom, so I could sand and stuff in that room, and I taped all that hardcore plastic because the only thing that would keep that up is a heavier duty tape. I used Gorilla Tape.
Oh no!
And so when I pulled all that shit down, there were chunks that came out of the wall.
Drywall.
Drywall. Oh no! I kid you not.
And he filled all that shit with toothpaste.
Yeah. Actually, semen.
It was toothpaste and semen.
Yeah, it's a good mix. It's like this quick,
Filling the spots up.
it's like Bondo. You got to mix it up, and then it dries. And then
So you got the substance, and you got the hardener that goes into it. Luckily, they're both the same tint as the
hardener,
wall.
all right.
But anyway, so there was. But I didn't patch any of that shit up. We got our full deposit back. I don't know how.
Does it smell minty and bleachy?
Dude. Okay, guys, you want to know how strong that Gorilla Tape is? I had a piece of I had to stick a piece of Gorilla Tape down on one of my little TV trays here the other night.
Air your legs with fucking Gorilla Tape.
You're like, but that's a good idea. I'm gonna try that. I'll report back to you. No, with pictures. No, but I put a piece of tape down on this table here because I needed it for when I was taping off some stuff for this cabinet. Gorilla Tape. I pull it off and it ripped. You see this? It ripped this fucking piece right off the whole finish right off the table. That's how fucking that stuff's crazy.
What the hell are you supposed to use that shit for? That's insane.
That's when shit's broke.
That's like when you gotta like Gorilla Tape paper. All right, holy shit! I've got like a crack in my engine block on my car. I'm gonna Gorilla Tape this together.
Oh yeah, no, like if you don't want shit to move, that's where it's like the serious duct tape. Except I will say this: it doesn't leave the residue a duct tape does.
It's like goose tape.
It's almost like gaffer's tape, except way stronger.
A gaffer's tape is like, I mean that's like
it's strong, but it comes off clean.
It comes off clean, yeah. Better than duct tape.
Gorilla Tape comes off clean, but it's got more strength than duct tape. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it takes the whole finish or whatever you tape to.
And boobies.
It destroys things. Andrew, if you put Gorilla Tape on your powder coated stuff, it'd probably take the finish off. No, I'm just kidding.
Really? We should try that.
No.
And Jim,
that'd be
does your balcony look like a stencil job outline of all these cabinets have been restored?
Actually, it's funny, Gak. I took some pictures after Eyes. There's
a blue haze everywhere.
It's more now, but now it's actually more of a consistent gray because I've done so many different things there. There was a little bit of blue haze, then there was some little bit of black, but honestly, there's some traces of Bondo that have dripped off.
Just with a friend's pressure washer before you move out. And
the worst thing about my balcony,
concrete? like
no, it's wood.
Oh, it's
on my balcony.
You're fucked. Yeah.
Pressure washer.
Honestly, Gak, after a few months because the side of my apartment, the wind and everything hits it actually blows away. The biggest problem is that I have a consistent dusty, sandy haze on my glass door and screen because of sanding Bondo and shit. That stuff never completely leaves. It seems like I can clean that shit off with a broom and whatever, and the next day it looks like I didn't do anything.
Lacquer thinner on the window. Paint thinner.
There you go. Yep.
Lacquer thinner, not paint thinner. Lacquer thinner.
Just put that in put that in a spray bottle.
It'll eat the spray bottle.
Keith, I'm glad you joined.
Come on,
I'm glad you joined because I think next time I will try the water based. I'm really happy with how things turned out, but it took me a whole week to prep my cabinet.
Like I said, I felt like it was Chris Rhodes versus Keith.
No,
Right?
totally.
I know.
And like you guys both
Restoration Smackdown.
Yeah, right.
Sunday,
the thing I love and hate.
Yeah.
The thing I love and hate about the internet and about everyone and about is that there's conflicting information all over the place, and there's really, it seems like there's no. There's definitely a wrong way to do things, of course, but there's multiple right ways to do it. And Chris, I had already spoken with Chris before I actually spoke with you, Keith, and he's like, okay, do 4 coats. I use oil base, blah blah blah. And there's even like you can roll it on, you can brush it on, and I'm looking up, okay, well, should I roll or brush? And then people are saying, don't use foam, do use foam, and like finally I'm like, I have to make a decision. I had already bought the stuff, so I'm like, I'm just gonna use it. But the fucking weight, it turned out great.
Horrible. So what you can do typically for like your base coats is you can use just a really nice foam roller or like a tight nap roller to get your 2 or 3 base coats down, sand it flat, and then do like a 2-inch wide foam brush for your final layer. Because when you roll,
essentially, because you're basically pushing the stuff.
Right. I mean, even rolling it, the stuff's pretty thick. You're not going to get a really good flow out with the roller. You're going to get a lot of air bubbles because as you roll, the stuff's a little thick, so it picks back up on the back end, and you end up with pinholes everywhere.
Okay.
So that's why you can use the foam roller to get a majority of the material down, sand it flat, obviously always in between, and then your final coat, use a 2-inch foam brush. That way you leave no air bubbles.
Gotcha.
You can still go back in, and I would still scuff it. Did you scuff it before you laid your vinyl back over it?
I didn't scuff it. I sanded it with 320 lightly with the hand sanded it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. It turned out great. It's funny because Chris told me, he's like, what I usually do is I'll take a foam roller, I'll roll the stuff out, then I'll go over and I'll feather it with a brush. And then
like
he'll sand
roll
in between.
Roll and tip.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I remember way back you talking about that.
Yeah, it's like we use the roller and then you tip it with a brush afterwards.
Right. And so I found a bunch of different videos, and the one I ended up following or the technique I used was I went on, I bought a really nice brush, which I don't know if I'm going to actually hang on to it now, because I would throw in my freezer and do the whole thing so that I could reuse it. But it's one of these natural bristle brushes, which aren't cheap. It was like,
nope.
I mean, I guess it was cheap depending on what you want. Like $20 or something like that.
That's not cheap.
No, it's expensive.
Yeah. Well, compared to how much you spend on all the other stuff, it's.
But you want this because you don't want to use a synthetic brush because this is a lot softer. It won't leave as many brush strokes. So a nice brush.
A nice brush.
I use that throughout the whole thing.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I went. It's in the video, but it took a while, and I would go lengthwise up the cabinet, back and forth. I would start midsection, this guy talked about, so that you wouldn't have this extra pool of finish. And I went all the way up, and then I would feather the opposite direction, and it would turn out.
You didn't do it vertical, did you?
No, I went horizontal. Like
No. Was the cab laying down, right?
Yeah, I was laying on that side. Yeah. Yep. The only thing I did vertical, I did the control panel like this, just the way that it is, because I would go like this. I would come all the way down. I would have a little bit of pool coming down here, but when I would feather it this way, it would stay. And by that time, I was already starting to get a little tacky. And it worked out. I hardly had to sand it, but
did you use
the water-based stuff? The water-based stuff is the same. I mean, it's a little bit thinner. It flows out a little bit better. But on a good, decent day, you can start sanding in like 30 minutes.
Wow.
And it sands to a powder. And you can take your brush, you can go over to the sink, you can rinse it out.
It's all water-based.
And be done with it.
Just curious on this though, Jimbo. The main thing on this was to protect the wood. Is that why you're doing that?
Just
seal it.
Seal it, and create a flat surface.
Right.
Yeah, and the nice thing about the polyurethane, see, I never worked with a finish or a varnish or anything like this before, but I'll tell you this: like between the fact that for the most part, it self levels, so you apply it as long as you're not finessing it too much. You do like I would do my strokes a nice even coat the whole way, then you would feather it, and then you'd just leave it because. And it's so tempting. You look at it, the sun's hitting it, and you're like, man, that spot looks high. Like there looks like there's a high spot there and there. You got to just walk away from it because it self levels, and it kind of settles on its own versus like paint. And so you come back, and like Keith was saying, and I was talking about this earlier. When you come back, you may have a little bit of like little pinhole stuff, like little tiny things, but it's just really light hand sanding with 220. Otherwise, the stuff is like glass. And I'm using, Chris told me, and it makes sense, but you get the gloss, the stuff that finishes with the gloss, because you're going to get the best adhesion with the vinyl. The glossier it is, the better the adhesion. And laying the vinyl on went really.
That's what I was going to ask about. Did you use the dowels method that John does with the sticks?
No, that's for laminate.
That's for laminate.
Laminate.
Oh,
but yes, for laminate, I do that.
I thought you put laminate on it.
No,
vinyl.
Oh, it's vinyl. Oh, okay.
That's why I had to spend so much time on the prep, because if it was laminate,
sure it's smooth. Yeah.
Then I just sand that shit with like 120 and be done. But,
yeah, that's wondering why you spent so much time. Okay, got it.
But like say if you use a water base, you can just roll it out, and then you're going to hit it with a 320. Even 220 is fine, and block it out flat, and you're pretty much good to go. Just
I need
like
to try that next time.
Not like a raw sponge.
So out of curiosity,
it took me.
Do you guys lay
me a while.
guide coat at all? Like when you're doing the block sanding between coats, or you
if
just
you got
like block sanding?
If you got a little bit of light, like you get a light on a 10 on a 45 or something like that, you can look down and you can see all the high and low spots.
Okay.
But typically after you roll it out twice, there's so much material there. Like I said, it all self levels, and the only thing that you're really sanding down is like maybe some little bit of dust particles and shit that have floated by.
The heavy duty sanding is usually the first coat, maybe the second, because it's soaking it up in different spots. That's the only time I used random orbital sander was on like the first coat. But beyond that, then it's just hand sanding.
Right.
And
I only ask is like usually when you do in Bondo, like you're doing guide coats to help you determine where the high spots are in the Bondos, and you're doing like the whole side of a cabinet.
Yeah, but it depends on what you're putting on it. I mean, if you're putting paint on it, then yeah, you're gonna want to go that far. Vinyl, you got a little bit of dip here and there. You're with the matte texture on it, you're really not going to see it.
Right, and the reason why
this stuff's really forgiving because it's got that texture.
Oh yeah. Well, I have to vinyl eventually 720. I have the vinyl kit for that thing. That's going to be a full teardown restoration.
You know what?
So,
I just pulled my vinyl kit out for that because I've had one forever, and I'm probably not going to use it. I'm going to laminate mine.
Dude, oh God, you're killing me.
You're killing me, Smalls.
This is killing me, Smalls.
So laminate 720. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
The factory is vinyl, but he's saying laminate.
No,
I was close to doing laminate on this.
Because man, that vinyl kit, because I got the vinyl kit when I got my game years ago. That stuff is so fucking thin.
It's so complicated.
Is that like the 3 mil shit that this old game sells for? Because that's what I dealt with. Oh my god! Like this is 8 mil. That's 3 mil.
It's like paper. It's
granted,
like tissue.
you're talking about 3/1000ths of an inch.
It's basically
so Jimbo on the 8 mil though. You're not wrapping that into the T-molding, right? You're just doing it flush.
No, because it's thicker. I was thinking about wrapping it, but it is even though like you think about it, what's 8/1000ths versus 3/1000ths? Well, it still is a lot thicker than Marl. I wrapped Marl Madness. This stuff, I'm like, I don't want to really fuck with it, so I just trimmed it with my blade. But the original Morocco stuff that was on here was also trimmed. It was also the same way. It wasn't wrapped. So I decided to just stick with that.
It's not coming
will
off.
cover that up.
It's not coming off, especially with the poly underneath.
Yeah, that stuff's amazing for holding that vinyl on, though. I mean, I was really impressed. Like, I'm sold on that shit. I need to try that water-based, but it was a pain because even after the 4 hours that it recommended, sometimes I would have to wait a little bit longer because I would start sanding
soft.
and it would get it's soft. It'd get
You get boogers everywhere.
It builds up on your sandpaper. Yeah.
Oh, dude, Keith, boogers. No shit. I was still finding like globs like everywhere. My socks had it on there, like everything. I was like goo. Yeah. Shit's everywhere, and then I was finding like I realized that the way to get the shit off, like especially like on the T-molding groups, was to just grab like a metal scraper and just like that stuff would just come off because or like an X-Acto blade because it's just like gum. When you
it's too soft. It's just like when you sand paint, you sand finish, you sand anything. It's
it turns into balls.
Balls, yeah.
Balls.
Speaking of balls, I need a drink.
Yeah,
right.
Balls is
So
right.
and so Keith.
Yes.
What the fuck did you buy tonight?
Right? Something was happening
Get that
tonight,
shit out,
dude.
Keith, that's with your NOS bubble wrap.
Yeah, I know.
I like that. That was funny.
Are we on air or off air? We're on air.
We're
on air, but we could be done. We could be done.
Okay.
We're on.
Are you afraid for this to be on air or what? What kind of? How deep is your secret?
Basically, I got a Road Blasters, nothing big, Atari System 1, and 45 boards.
45.
You showed us like 3 in bubble.
That was the first box.
Oh my God. So anything? Is there a theme to the boards? Like anything?
No, just a whole bunch of boards, and
that's a lot of boards.
I traded it for a Pac-Man.
Holy shit! Nice one. Holy crap!
Did you get a black tiger in there on one of the boards?
No, I'll once we're off the air, I'll grab my list and I can.
Okay.
I can
All right,
throw through them all.
thank you very much. We do this every week. Come back next week. Maybe we'll be on the other channel.
We can't end without
yes,
Jimbo.
Orange Whip, we miss you. Come back.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Is there time soldiers in there?
Thanks, guys. Sorry. Put the shit down, Jim.
Yeah, but he's gone for a drink. He can't.
So what's the thing up in the corner that says YouTube app will no longer work after April 25th?
Yeah,
what's up with that?
Yeah,
Google is doing weird shit with their Hangout app.
Okay.
So they're shutting stuff down.
It was working too well, so they decided that it was time to.
It was free for too long, so now they're going to start.
They're not making enough money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't push us.
Move to something else, or what are we going to do?
No, we'll be fine.
Keith, Chuck 12's, you're making him upset.
Right? He's like, what the hell?
Well, I want the inside scoop.
With the 4 people who watch.
Oh, no. Chuck's a good guy. Chuck, send him the link. Fucking join, you son of a bitch, for once.
Tell us what city in the state do you live, Chuck?
Oh, yeah.
He's in Miami, Florida.
Oh, damn it. He's so freaking far away from Denver.
I know. Well, I've been telling him he's come out here to Denver. So Chuck,
we're flying. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Dude, you're an inside dude. You can come and watch.
There's got to be a hub in Florida somewhere, Miami or something.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Tampa.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Tampa to Denver flights.
Get on that shit, Chuck.
Probably. Oh yeah, and he's got the little tape delay here. So yeah, we already know. By the time you're responding,
he said I could go.
Nice. We'll see you in Denver.
Make it fucking happen. And
hashtag Denver.
There's plenty of room. Just join us tonight. Someone send Chuck the link. Get in here if you want to hear it. But we're not going to record this. So Chuck's a cool guy. He can come on. But yeah, we're going to go off air. So.
Whenever Jimbo comes back, Keith, I will tell you, because you're Ping guy. I will tell you my exciting news because you missed the live reveal. I got a Twilight Zone.
Huh?
Right?
I know.
What? A deal came along. A deal came along. Yeah, that I couldn't pass up, and I'm like, I have to say yes. So remember that car I totaled? Well, there we go. There's my
insurance check and bought a Twilight Zone.
Yeah, nice.
I was like, my car committed suicide.
Car
That's the right time.
Scroll the chat, our chat.
Oh, I'll retype it. So he doesn't have to write.
I don't even see the chat. I mean, I do. I don't see any. Nobody said anything. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's about right.
She way overpaid.
Yeah.
I see him for way more than that on Craigslist all the time.
Yeah. Who'd you get it from? Anybody we know?
Yeah, it's a Bay Area clover who's mostly into vids. He has a handful of pins, and it was time for him.
Was it nice?
Yeah, no, the playfield's in great condition. He was having some reset issues, which he said that after he turned off his Qbert, he wasn't experiencing, but by then I was already on my way, and I haven't had them. So yeah, that was kind of the nerve-wracking thing for him, is that he was having some resetting of it. Voltage. But no, it's a great. Yeah,
that's what I told her.
It's honestly, it's in great shape. Yeah, we talked a little bit about I may not have that issue, and it's not LED'd out, so it's still got the incandescent bulbs and not a lot of mods. Has a new clock board, and flipper's been rebuilt. Playfield's in great condition. No cliffies on it, which I was kind of surprised about. Things that are in great condition.
Are the coils backwards? Are the coils in backwards?
I haven't checked, but he
did not buy that from Griffin. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I didn't get it from
special mod.
I did not get it from Griffin, and it was professionally serviced, so theoretically no.
He actually
which means that
right. No Sharpie over the cleavage. No, it's all
Sharpie over the cleavage.
Oh my god.
Another game that's been on my wanted list that she just decides. Hey,
I don't believe until it's in my garage, even though I've paid for it. Until it's in my garage, then it doesn't count.
Well, you did see my post though that Rich has repro'd the conversion marquee, so I would imagine that he would be totally up for the.
I got a T-shirt a couple years ago. My wife hates it because the cleavage on it.
Oh my god!
Just tell her that hers is better, Gak. Just
right, exactly.
Better.
Yeah.
Just like that. Boobs on my boob.
Yeah.
Boobs on my boob.
Well, maybe this will actually. Maybe the one I'm getting will actually clean up, and I can reveal her cleavage once again.
I think it will. We'll restore that cleavage.
So yeah, I'm excited about that too. It was this weekend. It's just been kind of a nutty weekend. I picked up the last of my pole positions on Saturday. I picked up Twilight Zone.
Plural.
She's got every pole position now. She has the race.
She's not a cock pole though.
I know. If only I could link them up.
They don't link. Yeah.
She's got a full starting grid.
Yeah. So, Jim, let's shut the shit down.
Yes.
I agree.
Now that you're back, we'll be back next week on the usual channel. Hopefully,
yeah.
He's dropping on our.
I want to thank our listeners again tonight because we don't get to do that much. Jack Lick, who cut out earlier. Chuck 12.
Jack Lick, who is the hero of Jim.
Yeah, we got.
And I just saw Mule.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Brian Frober's been consistent.
Brian Frober, absolutely.
Brian cut out earlier, but we got a few loyal folks.
Chuck 12, who's still in there.
Even when we leave channels.
Right?
Yeah, right.
That's true.
Yeah, they find us, which is awesome. Even when we start late, which we always start late.
What's your channel now?
This is Jim's channel.
Yeah, this is Jim's channel.
Oh, that's why I opened up the YouTube chat. And I'm like, man, I don't see live.
Yeah.
That's why I run Jim.
I'm just doing a stuff and things, which is a very different version of. I wouldn't say very, but it's definitely a different show than Hangouts because there's no structure to this. It's basically you guys want to listen in on our conversation. We may talk about tonight. We talked about a lot of arcade.
Arcade shit.
We actually, we were.
Yeah.
Freakish.
It was all arcade, I think.
And we don't get as many viewers with stuff and things. Well, certainly afterwards.
Well, we don't have the subscribers looking for the arcade shit. So
no, everyone on my channel is looking for like 80s movie reviews. So like, they're like, what's this arcade shit? I don't want this. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Jimbo, you're just getting started tonight. Look at that.
I know.
Oh, this is number. I got a whole fridge of never too hungovers, so I'm good.
That right there.
I'm tapering off the diet this month too. This is my last month of the diet. So, because I
you're looking
surpassed
kind
my
of
goal.
chubby. So I think
you
you
lucky
need that.
bastard.
I told him I was going to kick him to the curb. You know, he was just packing him on. So I'm like, dude,
you're Carrie. I know it.
Carrie's like, we need to talk.
That's max, right?
Yeah,
we need to have a talk.
I'm always happy. Like
they're totally talking over you.
I could never do this all year round. There's no
boring.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week, you fuckers.
Yeah.
Yes. All right,
yeah,
kids.
for realsies next week.
Peace.
Goodbye for realsies.
By the way, what does John always say? Peace and goodbye.
Yeah, okay.
Come back for Buffett's bouncing boobies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a show that never ends.
That's right.
Go.
Go Gadget.
All right, folks. Next week. Peace.
Everybody.
Hours of Buffett's bouncing boobies.